Check it out, dude.
Check it out, man.
All right, what's up, everybody? It's Austin, back at you with another episode of the Book of Austin, Life of Detours podcast. Today, I am going to sit down with my sister, the old Autumn Heigle. That's how you say it.
Heigle.
Yeah, right on. Yeah, so, formerly Pyle, formerly Metter, Cunningham, all that stuff, you know.
Woman of many names, if you will.
That's exactly right, dude. And this is one that we've talked about quite a few times, being that, you know, you're literally, like, as close, you know, my sister, it's like, whenever I started doing the podcast, I was like, I want to do, you know, like, friends and, like, acquaintances and stuff like that, but I was doing family at the same time, you know, and we were always doing Granny's Gayrage.
Yeah.
But this one's going to be interesting because we're going to do an actual Detours episode on you and, like, hear your side of the story kind of a deal.
Yeah, kind of like how my little detour went, man.
Yeah, exactly, because they're going to be similar, but your view on it and all that stuff it's probably different, you know, and all that shit.
Yeah, well, and it's kind of crazy the different directions, like the different forks we all took, like after basically high school, after dad and everything. Mm-hmm. Like, we all just kind of went on tangents.
We all started doing side quests, bro.
We did, yeah, we were on side quests, bro, with no guidance, you know, we were
not
just
even a little bit, yeah.
Picking up clues.
We went out there and did the damn thing, though, dude.
We did.
Yeah.
Ish.
But this is also an opportune time to do this because you are working on your book.
Yeah.
So, so you guys know the deal with the Book of Austin. So I went and I did interviews with all my closest friends and family. Yep. I sat down and I wrote the book from both of our perspectives mixed, kind of like an omniscient deal is what I was going for. And I just went through and told, like, my whole life story, and this goes up until the end of high school, I believe it was. So what is kind of like the layout of yours? Like, what's your, like...
It's kind of like a chronological, kind of like yours. You were saying, like, how you ended up to be where you are now.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much that. It's like chronological, except yours was set up kind of like you did everybody's backstory. Like you laid the groundwork as far as backstory and getting all the information. And mine is, like my story, I guess.
Yeah.
All the things that happened that led me to be where I am and be the person that I am.
Yeah. And this is all told from your perspective.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and a lot of it is going to be cool. I'm hoping, like, my hope is that it'll be, each of us it'll be like a series, kind of, where there's each of our little books that's part of a series. Mm-hmm.
If we can ever get these lazy fucks to write one.
Well, honestly, though, as, like, mine, I'm trying to get it out there, like, before Emma goes to preschool, kind of. But I have to write in shifts. So, like, I'll write a whole bunch, and then it takes, it's anywhere from 3 weeks to a month to 2 months to 3 months to work back up to writing more on it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, if you take a break, you get lost in it.
Yeah, well, I have to process it all, because, like, I remember more than I thought I did, so what I'll do when I write is I just go in, and I pick a spot. I'll, like, go through, and I'll kind of be editing, and then I'll pick a spot, and memories will come to me, and I'll just just write them out, just getting the information on the page, and then I'll go back later and kind of fix it, reword it, and explain it better. But I just get it all out kind of freaking Mad Lib style at first.
Interesting. From what I read the, I think that's Mom's chapter. And is that going to be the start of the book, or?
I'm thinking that's probably going to be more the end. I was playing with the idea of, like, releasing it as, like, a precursor, but it is, as far as I remember, like, I have to read it again to see where I went with it, but it reads more like the ending.
Okay, I could see it being either one, actually, but now that you're mentioning it, I could see that definitely being the ending, kind of capping everything up.
Yeah, and some of those, like, I may end up having to pull out of it because some of those will fall chronologically in the story. Mm-hmm. And so I may end up pulling them out of, like, Mom's chapter and putting them in the story, or maybe just figuring out a way to like, put it in chronologically and then refer back to it in Mom's chapter. And be like, as for what was already...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it seemed like in there you were trying to tell multiple stories, and I feel like if you've already covered those, maybe you can kind of condense those, and then you won't get, like, lost in the different people that are in it and stuff like that.
Yeah. And a lot of that was, I was trying not to name names.
Yeah. Yeah.
Call people out.
I named quite a few names in my book, but everybody was cool with it.
They agreed to it. Yeah.
And if not, I didn't use their full names and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. So what I'm probably gonna do is do that thing. I'll either on the one I'm gonna do what you did and do like the step devil and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Step dick, step douche, step.
Yeah, step douche. I had to go back and like write a list of them so that I can use.
There's quite a few. I had to say it quite a few times, and I tried to use a different one every time.
Think of them, and I was like, I'm just gonna. That way, it kind of ties both of the books in together if I use the same words you use.
That sounds cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And then he'll be forever known as Step Dick Douche Devil.
100%. Like honestly, what I'm probably gonna do, like if I don't name him, what I'm gonna do, hopefully, what I'm planning to do is like take a copy and I'm gonna send it to like his work.
Oh shit! Turn up.
Send it to his wife. Send it to his daughter.
Oh.
Because these people need to know.
Yeah.
They have no idea.
Yeah. And so is that going to be, I feel like that is going to be a good portion of the book, because I was thinking like, just from the chapter that I read, which is going to be pretty fucked up, considering, the content of what actually happened. But, I almost was going to say, like, it seems like you're going to, like, within this book, you're going to kind of look at the darker side, whereas mine was like, I was looking at all these other relationships and stuff. And then, like yours is kind of looking at the trauma part of it.
Yeah, kind of, because it is a lot of, like, it played a very big part in how I ended up where I did. Mm-hmm. And how everything played out. My trauma played a very big part in that. But it's going to read, so, like, my book cover is kind of a depiction of the journey of the book,
Yeah.
Where it's got the little girl at the bottom, and she's pissed off, and then she kind of morphs into this woman figure who then morphs into this, like, rainbow.
Oh, I didn't see the woman figure in between. That's cool.
Yeah, and then she turns into, like, this rainbow phoenix.
Yeah. That
bleeds down into the beginning trauma. The rainbow part bleeds down into the beginning trauma and, like, circles back around.
Interesting. Did you draw that yourself?
So what I did, partly what I'm struggling with now is I took some pictures off of Pinterest and then I kind of drew on top of them and bled it together, and I changed a lot of stuff. I just kind of used those as like the placement for stuff and like the general idea. And then, but I found a picture a while back of me at grandma's, and I have no idea the context, but I have a big old scratch across my face right here. And I want to use that instead of that girl that's in there. I want to take me and put me there.
Interesting.
But I have to go and get that. I don't know, man.
Interesting.
Cannot remember.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's pretty dope. So the book is called Tempered in Fire. Is that set?
That's the one that is the most concrete.
Okay.
Probably
Are there options?
What was it? Someone added Forged by Hate to the end of it, like Tempered by Fire, Forged by Hate, but I feel like it's a little long.
I feel like it, oh yeah. Well, you could do Tempered in Fire and then have Forged in Hate at
like
the bottom.
small down there.
Yeah, but I feel like that's so aggressive. The Tempered in Fire sounds really cool. The Forged in Hate sounds like you're about to shit on everybody.
Yeah.
Probably go to prison after the book comes out because you killed people in it.
Yeah, because that like hate, I don't know. It sounds cool.
Forged in Hate.
Idea-wise, it sounds cool, but it's a little aggressive. So,
but I mean, it depends on how aggressive you're about to get in this book, bro.
It's so pretty much the way that I'm trying to go about it is just telling, because like I am, the way that I approach situations is kind of empathetic. Mm-hmm. So I try to take into account like people's mindset, people's backgrounds, people's when I consider people's actions or like their lives, basically. Mm-hmm. And so I've kind of tried to take that approach as far as like people come into the story and I'll explain kind of my relationship and my interactions with them. And even if they were shitty, I take into consideration what might have been going on, like with them, like why they may have acted that way. Like there's one part in there, y'all used to call me Beanpole. Y'all used to pick on me for being skinny. Mm-hmm. but I was the smallest and least aggressive of us. Mm-hmm. So in a way, y'all were accidentally starving me and then picking on me for it. But like, y'all didn't know, we was all hungry, bro. We were a pack of wolves, so.
Yeah, anytime food hit the table or whatever, it was all
a fight. And I was just not about it. I was like, I'm not even that hungry.
Not even that hungry, man. Yeah. Stomach's growling the whole time.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm all right.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, dude.
So like, just things like that. But then I go into like, you know, that y'all had no idea. Like, we were just, and we were also taught to be mean like that. Like, we were taught to, like, we were all products. Everybody, part of the general idea of it is that everybody is a product of their environment and the tools that they've been given.
Yeah.
A lot of us ain't got a very hefty tool belt.
Yeah, or it's all, you know, like the tools are geared towards survival, or, you know, like rather than, you know, like a pleasant interaction, like you don't give a fuck, you know, like you're gonna get yours, you know, like you know how to take care of this, but it's a negative kind of a way that you do it just because like you grew up that way or something. You know? Yeah. So you have your mechanisms, you call it. Yeah. Plug anything in.
Yeah, it was plugged in, but it wasn't working, so I don't know what the hell's going on with that. Okay.
Jesus.
There we go. Okay.
Right on.
But yeah, I wanted to read, like, what Kristen was saying is that I wanted to, like, I'm going to tell the backstory, like, this is all the stuff that happened, but then I'm going to go into how I have, in adulthood, overcome, like, my like, self-harm issues, like, my really, really bad, almost debilitating anxiety that I used to have. Like, I have overcome a lot of those things, even though all that stuff happened.
Yeah.
So it's kind of reading, like, a way, not self-help, but
it's how you helped yourself, you know. Like, it's like it's an example story. You know what I mean?
I want it to read like just because shitty stuff happens to you doesn't mean you have to turn out shitty.
There you go. It's like you paint like the first bit of it where you're telling all this like really bad stuff, but then how you were able to kind of overcome and deal with it, kind of deal.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Then you end with the, you know, that fucking wild chapter I just read a minute ago.
Yeah, that was a fucking roller coaster. And I've rewritten that. I've honestly probably rewritten that chapter about 6 times.
Yeah, a lot of that, like, I don't know, there's just so much, like, aggression in it, I feel like.
A little bit.
I just don't want you to, like, I almost want you to be able to separate yourself a little bit from it and take a look at it.
Yeah.
But I know that that's not exactly possible.
Kind of.
That might be something that like an editor or whoever you deal with could help you with, you know?
Yeah, and a lot of it I want to pull it away from, like, it feels a little self-pitying, even the book does, and, like, every time I go in and edit, like, I reel it back, you know, as much as I can with still getting the point across.
Yeah.
Because I don't want it to be like, poor me, or like, what was me, feel bad for me.
Yeah, dude, yeah. Well, and I didn't really get that. I felt like it was more like you were letting out a lot of, like, anger, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, that's honestly how I stumbled on the book. Do you remember about a year or so ago, probably, I sent you some journaling that I did?
Yes, yeah.
And I started journaling and typing it out, and then figured out that I do better, number one, typing than writing. Because my brain goes so fast.
Oh, you can go so much faster typing, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I love, like, pen to paper, but I write like a child. So it takes me forever.
The idea is there. It's there, but then my hand can't keep up. And I lose mine, so my brain erases it. Mm-hmm. So, like, even after I let all this stuff out and I write it all down and stuff, I don't even remember what
it's gone. Dude, yeah, me too. That's how I was whenever I wrote the book. Yeah. I still
honestly,
don't
I couldn't even tell you exactly how Mom's chapter even went, and I just wrote that.
I know, right? Yeah, dude. Yeah, no, I definitely feel that. Like, I don't even remember what all's in my book right now.
That's how I ended up rewriting it this time, is I sent it to a friend, and I was like, fuck, I should really go read that and make sure it sounds right. And I was like, no. This isn't
well,
right,
you do have to be careful of that, too. You don't want to go through and edit it every, you know, however long, because you want, well, the way that I wanted to do it was I wanted to write mine from the perspective of who I was at that time. So it was like, I want to write it, edit it all within this same headspace, and then get it away from me. Like, I don't want to touch it again because if I go back and I look at it, I'm going to want to fuck with it. Mess with
it. Mine is I'm trying to make sure that it all says what I mean for it to say.
Yeah. Well, that was the interesting thing about mine was because I wrote each one completely independent from each other.
Yeah.
That was easy for me to do. But if you're trying to make it a more cohesive book, you know, then that's got to be harder, I would imagine.
And kind of a lot of it is, even my therapist says all the time that it's weird. It's weird the way that I think about things. Like the way that I don't know.
Rationalize the way you...
Yeah, kind of the way that I rationalize it is unusual. Because I am empathetic about it as much as I can be to a degree. Because, like, I've been through stuff, so I understand having gone through stuff. But I also advocate for taking accountability.
Definitely.
For fucking up, basically.
Mm-hmm. That's a big one.
Yeah, it's a big one.
It's a big one in your book, I think, yeah.
It's a big one. That's the biggest part of it.
That's very important.
Issue here.
Very important.
Well, and I can't remember if it was in Mom's chapter, but I brought to attention the fact that, like, a lot of the issue, like, within our family, the various, everybody's family has weird dynamics and stupid bullshit. But a lot of the issue is that we don't, like, they don't know what exactly we went through.
The other people in the situation?
Yeah, each of us don't know what
exactly.
the ones
Okay,
went
yeah,
through.
that's what I was thinking, yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of the problem, especially like where the parentals were concerned, is they had no idea what they actually put us through.
Right, yeah. And then, like, whenever Grandma got us, she didn't even know the full extent.
No.
Hey, hold up. What the fuck were you talking about with those notes that you think that...
Grandma said, and I have to check on this, that was one of the things that I may end up going in and editing, because I haven't had a chance to look for them.
Okay.
But Grandma told me that she had us write down everything that we could when she adopted us. Mm-hmm. And she had them in her closet, and she said that Mom found them, and she can't find them now.
Interesting. Because I would like to
I don't know. Yeah, me too. I'm going to be pretty heated if they're gone, bro. I'm going to be pretty fucking mad about it.
Yeah, because it sounds like it would, that would probably fucking unlock some stuff, dude, honestly.
That would be super helpful, because a lot of my problem is, like, my brain...
I can't remember, bro.
My brain erases it, and so then I'm sitting here and I'm like, did that for real happen?
Right.
Even, like, stuff that has happened to me in, like, my adult life or whatever, I keep, like, I have, like, pictures or screenshots that I have saved in, like, a vault, because it reminds me that actually did happen.
Oh, word. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. That's the proof.
Yeah, because I feel like, especially whenever it comes to, like, our stuff, my memory is so hazy. Like, whenever I did the interview with you guys, there were so many gaps for me that were filled in through, you guys' recollection of things. But it could, like, if I was talking to the wrong person, they could just fill that in for me with whatever. Because it's so hazy, I could be suggested into thinking totally that something else is going on. Yeah, as long as it makes sense.
Yeah, it's not impossible. You can
fit it in there. If you can manipulate the story well enough that it fits right. I don't fucking remember, bro.
Well, and then there was that one from, I had totally forgotten about Shane's, was it his son?
Yeah.
That y'all talked about on the podcast. Like, I listened to the podcast and I was like,
oh my
cat. God.
Yeah, dude.
Totally forgot.
You remember Boots, bro?
The cat?
Yeah. Was that his name?
Yeah.
Boots?
I think. I don't know. I remember something that psycho now.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, he beat the cat to death with a roller skate, dude.
Yeah, and he ended against a tree and all kinds of it.
Yeah, he did a bunch of really bad shit, dude. He was not a cool kid.
Yeah.
And he had a cool dad.
Yeah, can't remember if that was his son or his, like, nephew or something. Was that his son, for real?
I want to say so, yeah.
Because I thought he only had Haley and Bella. But fucking, I don't know.
I don't know. Haley? Who the fuck is Haley?
Haley, no, not Haley. Fuck, what's her name? Peyton. Why did I say Haley?
The new one?
Yeah.
Yeah, the younger one. Yeah.
No, that's Peyton was the one that's Bella's age. Honestly, maybe even older than Bella.
She would have to be, wouldn't she? A little bit older?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. I vaguely remember. How the fuck did I not remember that?
What, Peyton?
A whole person?
Yeah, well, I forgot about that fucking psychotic guy. So
That's true.
I want to say what's even weirder is I'm pretty sure that was like the only time we ever hung out with that kid.
I think it was like the only time we ever saw that kid. We probably just
like
did never want to see him.
This is what we're gonna do.
Yeah, that's super weird, dude. Yeah, I don't know.
As far as impressions go, I don't know what you're trying to get.
Yeah, he made one. He definitely made one. Yeah, he went. He came in. He went for it, man.
And he made his fucking mark. That's
like, I'll show them who I am, man.
They came here to do. It's like, y'all don't even know.
Psycho killer.
No trouble. You don't have any idea.
You guys don't know trouble. You know who my dad is?
Do you even understand?
Jesus.
And no, we didn't. No, we didn't. Fuck.
Yeah, that's how I feel about that, dude.
Fuck!
Yeah. Damn. So before we move on to the actual Detours part, what is the plan for the book?
Okay.
If there is one.
Well, so I'm hoping to finish it before like Grandma passes and everything, but it's taking me so long to write it.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to push myself, but I am also trying to protect my peace.
Right. Yeah.
And not do too much because they're like this last year was when I kind of like had a bunch of stuff within the family happen, and then I
also
ended up looking into my own stuff.
Yeah.
And so it was a lot for one time, and we're still working that shit out.
Yeah, dude, yeah. Yeah. Well, so you should just fucking McConaughey it, bro. Just go to a cabin for like 2-3 weeks and just rock the whole thing out.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do that.
I don't think you physically have that choice, unfortunately.
No, I super down. That would be dope.
That'd be
honestly.
so dope, dude. Yeah, that'd be so cool. Just go hit it.
I had that 1 week in Boston. It went by so fast.
Bro, it always does. Every single time.
Fast.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Are you coming to Padre with us this time?
I mean, hopefully. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Got the mob down to Padre with like 15, 20 people this time.
Fuck, dude.
God, dude, if your clan,
we're gonna
Rachel...
have to call everywhere before we go eat. Like, everywhere.
No shit, dude. Yeah, because that's a 15, 20 top, dude, right there.
Asked.
That's crazy, bro.
Patio, you might just put us on the patio, honestly.
Yeah, that's what I'd do. Yeah. Okay, so you want the book done by then. You already have an editor? Yep. Or a publisher?
So, my friend, we had this pilot, his name is Willie, Switch Still Baby, love him to death, and he wrote a series of children's books that he wants me to illustrate for him.
Right.
Yeah. And so, because he has a publisher that he's going to use for that, and then, so I was like, well, and I think I had already mentioned to him that I was writing a book, and then he asked me to see some of it, and he wanted me to send, like, some of it to, like, Good Morning America, like just women's magazines and stuff. Oh, he got excited because he just likes me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, it is well written. Yeah. It is well written. I think you just need to figure out the voice and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, because I only got that excerpt, once I see the whole cohesive unit, I think I'll have a much better idea.
Yeah. Well, and I've already done Dad's chapter, which I'm sure I haven't gone back and redone it in a while. So I'm probably going to end up going back and redoing it again. Like, I've done some of Grandma's. I've done Grandma's, but she comes in and out.
In all the stories, yeah. Yeah,
so hers, like, chronologically starts out golden, back in the day when we were kiddos. It was Grandma's gold. Grandma's was gold. Like, literally, it's just like this golden aura around Grandma's back in Kansas.
Bro, that place was super dope, dude.
Place was fucking awesome, dude.
Yes, bro.
I talk about the laundry basket.
Oh yeah, dumping me down the thing.
That was
the laundry
supposed
basket.
To be there, actually. And I was like, honestly, it was kind of a weird spot to have a laundry basket. It's almost like she anticipated someone coming down that fucking chute.
Well, no, it's a laundry chute. That's where you drop your laundry. So there would be a basket down there to catch the laundry.
To be there, yeah.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
And that's probably why it wasn't there, because she was doing laundry.
Wait, what are you talking about? I don't think... Did I ever go through it with
You went down at one... We shoved you down at one time, and there was not a basket.
Oh.
Wasn't it? And Grandma was down there, and she was like, what the fuck, y'all?
No, I don't remember that. I remember landing safely every time. Maybe I did land safely.
I thought there was one time when there was not... No, I remember one time there was not a basket.
There's a good chance that happened, yeah.
Yeah. And I want to say, I'm sure she had to know that we were putting you down that, but the way that she reacted seemed like she didn't know.
Yeah. Well, if she admits that she knew, then she can't get mad. you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You forfeit your
still
right.
wants to get mad, yeah. Damn, man. Yeah, so what she's talking about, if you haven't heard the story before, is Grandma had this laundry chute. So I don't know, is that something in like old houses or something like that? It's dope. It's a very good idea, yeah.
I super want one.
It's like a little hatch, like a little cabinet that you open.
I remember it was like this, right?
Yeah, so it's like a little chute, right, that goes into the basement from the bathroom,
through the floor
straight into the basement through the floor. And you drop your laundry in there, and there'd be a basket down there.
You can see, like you can. It's short enough. You can look and you can see.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's only a foot or two. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we could look down there and see into the basement.
It's not a very fun slide.
Didn't take very long to figure out who could fit and who's going through the thing, and it was me. And we used to do it all the time. It was very, very fun. It was very dope.
I don't remember ever was it just you that went down the chute, or do you know?
I want to say I was the only one that could fit at the time.
Maybe. Yeah. Very maybe.
That was pretty small.
Yeah.
Because I was, 2 years younger than you guys almost, and then.
Yeah. Well, we would have been a few years old then.
Yeah, I probably was like 4, and you guys were probably 6. Yeah.
Yeah. Like just for reference, like
it's a cement floor, by the way.
So Levi putting. Would it be Emma? Yeah, that would be Levi putting Emma down the damn fucking laundry.
Yeah, for real, dude. Yeah. Dropping, so like out of the ceiling, in a basement, that's like probably an 10-foot ceiling, Yeah. And so I'm dropping like 8 feet into this fucking basket.
That chute was not very tall. It was not very long. Like it was.
Yeah, the chute was really short, but I mean, it's like whenever you go down there, it's the size of a room. You can stand up in it and shit as an adult.
And a basement at that is not even. It's a little. I feel like it was taller than like the ceilings in the house. Like
yeah, it was a pretty long drop, bro.
Pretty fucking long drop, dude.
Yeah, and I'm like 4 or 5 maybe or something dropping down into there. If there's not a basket there, that's concrete.
That's concrete, yeah.
Yeah.
We found that out the hard. Brittany found that out. Do we ever tell you the story? I used to bang my head on the floor and I get upset.
Oh yes.
You remember that? Mm-hmm. Well, Brittany decided to do it one singular time. But we were in the basement.
Ha ha ha.
And so, she was, it was like a Simon, or she was doing what I was doing. So, I was whop, whop, whop. And then she gets down there and she gets real mad. And she goes, whop. And she looks at me.
She goes, you're a crazy
what
bitch.
What the fuck?
You just do this for fun?
Betrayed. You led me to believe.
I didn't tell you to do it on the concrete, dude.
Look, I was. I don't know your fucking tolerance.
I don't know your tolerance. I've built this thing up over many years, okay?
I didn't tell you to do anything.
Got thick skins out here, buddy.
Yeah. Looking forward to school, bro. That's what's up.
Oh, man. Okay, so the book. What's the name again?
Tempered in Fire.
The book, Tempered in Fire.
Yep.
By Autumn Heigle. Heigle. Fuck, sorry. I've always said Heigle. I don't know why.
We accept it. It's whatever.
Yeah, okay. So Autumn Heigle, Tempered in Fire, coming relatively soon, within the next, probably year or two.
Yeah, hopefully within the next year or two.
Yeah, and if you need any help, I got you. Super easy to self-publish if you need that.
Yeah.
And then that's going to be super dope. But you're going to get a little taste.
I am also wrestling with whether or not to publish anonymously. I don't even know how that works, or if you can.
Yeah, you just don't put your name on it.
Yeah, but then, so, as far as, the people that we know here, I don't know if I want them to know all that about me.
Right.
But also, I don't want it to leave out the demographic of people who will read it just because they know me.
Oh.
So it's I don't know which one would be more, I don't
know. That's something for you to figure out, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. I will see.
You'll get there. You're a big kid. You know what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm grown mostly.
So we're doing that, but like I was going to say, we're about to get a little snippet, a little taste of what it is, of what she's going to be talking about through this Detours episode that we're about to actually start, because what we're about to do is we're going to take it all the way back.
Detours, yeah, okay.
Start at the very beginning here.
How far back? We talking babies?
Babies, bro. Where were you born, dude?
I was born in Wichita, Kansas.
I was born in Wichita, too.
I was born in Wichita. Where are you for real? Oh, yeah, I just asked you that.
Was Olivia, she was born in Fort Smith, right?
She was born in Fort Smith. Rachel, I think, said Wichita, too.
I want to say that sounds right. Yeah.
I feel like I've heard someone say that Olivia was the only one not born in Wichita.
Yeah, I think so because she used to get pissed at us whenever we'd call it Arkansas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know they told me in do you remember in daycare, we used to go to, like, what was it, Little Lambs?
Oh, Jesus
Remember
Christ,
that place?
dude?
They told us adamantly that it was the Kansas River in Kansas. And I was like, no.
But it was the Arkansas River the whole time?
Yeah, it doesn't change when it goes through a different state.
No,
okay?
It's the same river the whole way down. Oh, okay.
But no, they
just
were
trying
like,
to
when
claim
it's
their
in
little
Kansas,
bit.
it's the Kansas River. And I was like, I don't
You guys
think
are on
so.
some bullshit, bro. You don't know what you're talking
Whatever.
about. Were these kids telling you that?
Whoa, dream big, y'all.
Aha! There you go. You can't have it, pussies.
You fucking wish, bro.
Yeah, fuck
I remember
Kansas,
playing
bro.
Uno at that daycare, man.
Dude, yes. You remember that time that you couldn't figure out Uno?
I couldn't figure out. Did I get got to? Because I couldn't figure it
Yeah,
out.
no,
Pretty sure
you
I did.
eventually got it. No, like you fucking went
Y'all
through
were
a
like,
whole
what
like
is going
playlist
on?
of random words, and we're all just looking at you like, what are you trying to do here?
Having a stroke.
Yeah, dude, you were like bingo, jump,
Reverse.
reverse,
Draw 4.
draw 4, and all this shit, and then finally you were like Uno, and we're like
Oh,
like because
damn.
we were just dumbfounded at like
Oh, my
what
God.
is this bitch trying to say right now, dude?
It was Uno. Yeah,
It was Uno. And you were so excited. You were like fucking firing off these words. We're like, what is happening? What is happening? What is happening? And then Uno. And we're like, oh, bitch.
That's what it was.
We could have got you at any
Okay.
point. But we were all
Yeah.
so taken
Had
aback.
you
We're like,
trained. That was part of my diversion.
Jesus Christ.
All part of
So,
the plan.
you are a twin.
Yep.
Yep. So, you and Brittany both. And
Yep.
then there's Olivia, right?
Yeah.
And then a year and a half-ish later was me.
Yeah. And then, like, I think a year and a half-ish after that, like, she pretty well timed us, spaced us out almost exactly.
Yeah. Me and Rachel are a year and 9 months.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then I think we're a year and a half almost exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you guys are in December, I'm in June.
Yeah.
It's like a year
So
and
it's
a half
not quite 2 years, but like technically,
Yeah. So me and Rachel are actually farther apart than me, you, and Brittany
yeah. Oh, okay.
by 3
But not by
months.
much. So, like,
Yeah.
she kept it within a certain little pocket there, which
yeah.
honestly is the money shot for kids. Like,
Yeah,
2
that's
to
the way
3
to do it, man,
years
because we
is
were a
the
pretty
good
tight-knit group there.
in between. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
growing up in Kansas, what are
I
your
remember
memories?
snow. I remember snow.
You remember snow? You remember
Yeah.
the
Snowball
neighbors
fight.
behind us, and we'd go over
Yeah,
there and
dude,
fuck
I
them
remember
up in these
us
snowball
bombing on them
fights?
planes. They thought that they could snowball fight us, is what happened.
No, they got absolutely smoked out, dude. I remember we got the shovels and we were just fucking launching.
We were just, I
shovels
mean,
up in there.
manpower, dude. We were just, whoa,
Uh-huh.
whoa, whoa. And I swear they were probably, I picture them standing on the other side of that little fence, and it's just,
Yeah, every time they go to like make a snowball, they're just like,
they're trying to pick a snowball up, and it's just,
yes, dude. Yeah, because I think there were like probably 2 or 3 of them, but there's fucking 5
I
of
think
us.
2 max, honestly.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, there was 5 of us, and I think we were like taking it in shifts too. We were like, woo,
Yeah, and then the other ones were throwing snowballs at the same
throwing
time.
snowballs. Yeah,
Yeah.
we were a whole army unit going.
Yeah, do you remember the bunk beds, like the hammocks that we used to make and shit?
Yeah, with those Afghans that Grandma made us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was dope. Do you remember that time we played hide and seek and I tried to escape through the window? Do you remember that?
No.
Yeah, well, we were playing hide and seek, and I was back in our bedroom, and like, whoever was finding was coming, and they were gonna find me. So I hopped right out the window, right, lowered
Uh-huh.
myself down, and I didn't have shoes on, of course, I didn't have shoes on, and there was a broken beer bottle at the bottom of it,
Oh shit.
right down there, and it landed right in the arch of my foot, like I stepped on it, and so all of that happens, and then I look up. And the neighbors are standing there, and they're cooking out, drinking beer, and they're just looking.
Yeah, you're crawling out the
They're
window.
and they never did anything. They never moved. They never said anything. They
What?
minded their business.
Were you bleeding and shit?
Yes, it was
Did you have
just
to go to the
pulling off
hospital?
my foot. No, I don't know.
Probably. I would think.
I know I missed school
Yeah, so you definitely had to go to
for
the
a little while
hospital.
because I couldn't walk because it was in like right in the arch of my foot.
Yeesh, dude. Yeah. Yeah.
Super shitty.
That's really dope, dude.
yeah. So that was fucking fun, bro.
Dude, I remember that back bedroom because it was me, you, Brittany, and then Rachel, I think, had the closet, right?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, and then Olivia had her room right there next to us, kind of.
Yeah.
And the only thing that I really remember about that room was looking out the window because there was that street light and everything. Yeah. It was so super bright, like everything. Because when you're a kid, everything's like so vivid. There, yeah. But everything's so vivid. I'm like looking out there, and I can see it so vividly in my head, like looking at the branches and the way that they like fucking the branches on the trees, like the way they forked and stuff, and I can just see that in my brain. I don't know if we even. I feel like we had a curtain, but I don't know if I was like looking past it or what. But I just remember like looking out that window.
I don't know if we had curtains, man. I don't remember a curtain being in the way of my escape.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we didn't have fucking curtains.
Maybe that's why it was so bright and burning into your retinas.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, kind of like that one outside your fucking house, dude.
Oh man!
Except it was white, like it was like a street light or something.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I remember that place, dude.
We've moved their beds now, so like they're not in front of the window anymore. I think Emma is.
Oh, right on. Okay, yeah.
She sleeps like the dead, like me.
Yeah, because I remember whenever we went down there and stayed, dude, that thing was fucking killing me all night.
I got up
I was like,
and
how did you think this was a good idea?
What was it? I've never slept in there, so I had no idea that was even a problem.
Nobody bitched before I did?
No. So, yeah, I got up and I think OC had gotten up and I got up with her and there was that, what was it, a towel or something? That
it was like a towel. Yeah, dude, because I was like, this thing is literally just right in my line of sight.
And because I had no idea that street light was so bright, I was like, bro, what the fuck are you doing?
I didn't want anybody to see me cooking drugs in here.
Listen, okay.
If I had some foil, I would have put it on the window, okay?
Oh, that reminds me. So, and this could be totally unrelated, but they fished a car out of one of the ponds on this road that I live on. And apparently there's like a missing person tied to it. And so, you know, when you come down, so there's like that bridge that goes over the interstate that's right beside my house.
Yes.
And then on the other side is like those mountains of dirt.
Perhaps.
There's like mountains of dirt where they do, I guess where they leave it for construction. I don't really know. And then I kept seeing somebody sitting back there, just chilling in their car.
Uh-huh.
And then there was one time, it was super early morning, and maybe I was coming back from taking the kids to school or something, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw, like, a shovel, I think. Pretty sure it was, like, a shovel, because I was like, why would somebody be digging back there?
Yeah.
And then today that popped up, and they were like, oh, we found a car, and there's a missing lady, and I was like...
Dude, she's probably in those mountains of dirt, bro.
Wait a second.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I called the cops and told them, and they were like, well, do you want us to go check it out? I'm like, I mean, I don't fucking know your job.
Do you want to do your job? Or do you want us to go check it out? I mean, it's up to you, dude. I don't know.
I thought you were supposed to tell you guys stuff.
Yeah, like if this is a problem for you, I'll just go fuck myself.
I was like, you know, if it's helpful, I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Does it sound helpful to you? Is she still missing, motherfucker? Like,
let me just answer me this. Should I have not called you?
Yeah, honestly, dude, am I putting you out?
I thought I was helping. I have other shit that I can do.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Are you busy?
Are you busy?
Are you busy trying to solve a missing persons case? You fuck.
Don't you wish someone would give you a hot tip?
I saw a guy with a shovel, okay?
No? Okay, yeah.
There's something that seems sketchy to me.
It seemed super sketchy at the time. It bothered me for a while.
Maybe it's not weird for them. Maybe they see it all the time.
It may not be. Maybe that's regular. Maybe they weren't
People
digging.
do just have shovels sometimes, Autumn, okay?
Fuck were they? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that weird.
For burying bodies.
Out there in a random spot where he probably wasn't even supposed to be anyways.
Shovels. I've never gotten in someone's car or vehicle and they had a shovel. Not never.
I would think something was up if that was the case.
I would. Like,
unless we're going to dig something up.
Yeah. Specifically.
Yes, right. Like we used to do at what's her name's house? Remember where we got all the plants for Grandma's house? You don't know what I'm talking about? I know me and Jerry and Omar went over there and dug a bunch up. I thought y'all went too.
Was it somebody's house?
Yeah. Barbie's house.
Oh.
Yeah, we went over there and dug up all her fucking plants.
Like her,
because Grandma told her she could have the plants, so Grandma had us go over there and dig them all up. It was a real bitch.
No, I do remember that now because it was like there was like a lot of plants.
There were everywhere.
Had, like, this whole
She had like a whole garden, like her
on.
whole fucking backyard, front yard, everything was bushes and flowers.
Almost
and
like
stuff
touching
like
the house and everything. Like
Yeah.
you could, it was kind of covered.
We had to dig up a tree that was taller than me, dude.
Shit, what the fuck?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, you
I
know
remember
how
digging
big
them
that root
holes.
system is?
I remember digging the holes for those.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so you know part of it. Okay, right.
I remember that now. Yeah, those were big ass holes because remember she wanted like a certain diameter.
Yeah, because it's got to be bigger than the roots. You got to be able to put the
this
Miracle
wide
Grow
and
all
deep.
that shit
So
in there. Yeah.
those were pretty fucking big holes.
Yeah, dude. We used to dig holes, man. And I was tired of digging them holes, Grandpa, but I was also aware that that's too damn bad.
Too damn bad, bro.
Yeah.
That, and I also, now that I have so many kids, I understand why she used to have us do like foot races and like racing, trying to see who could climb the pole fastest and stuff. I super get it.
Definitely going to borrow that tactic.
Oh,
For sure. I'm about to pit them against each other all the time. Who can do the most pull-ups?
Yeah.
Again, yeah.
Bet you're not faster than him.
Bet you're not. No, yeah.
Try it.
Bet you can't even do it, dude. Oh, you don't want to do it? Well, then you're a pussy. No.
Well, and I've kind of adopted Dad's philosophy on, like, Gracie and Levi. So, like, Levi will fuck with Gracie and fuck with Gracie and fuck with Gracie. And I'm like, bro, honestly, at this point, if you're going to keep fucking with her, you're about to find out.
Yeah, you got to be
If you think you can take her, keep fucking with her.
There you go, yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because I'm going to let Gracie do whatever she thinks is best in this situation.
If she can whoop your ass, she's gonna.
Yeah. All right, so let's go back to Kansas. What do you remember? Just chronologically as well as you can.
Let's see. I remember that daycare. I remember Mom working in that office. I remember like keys clacking and clack.
Was that at the laundromat or whatever?
It was a
carpet cleaners. Yeah, I think it was. Yep.
Yeah, carpet. The Stanley steamer makes carpets cleaner.
I don't know. Was it a Stanley steamer?
No, I don't think
it was something like that, though. Yeah. Probably some local shit like that. But yeah, so she worked there. Do you remember, did you have to change schools? Yeah, you would have had to.
Yeah. So I started at this one. I want to say the one I started at was called Kelly Elementary. Did you go to Kelly Elementary?
Yes, I did go to Kelly Elementary.
Okay, and all I remember
that was the first time I made a little black friend. He was cool.
Oh my God!
Shit, man.
Okay,
I can't remember his name.
I went to a dance, like my first little dance, and I remember like diving through the clothes, to find like a presentable dress for this occasion, right?
Yes, right.
And so I danced with this sweet little black boy all night.
Oh, nice, dude. Yeah,
had me a little boyfriend.
Yeah, there you go, dude.
Like first grade, bro.
Oh, do you remember? Oh, go ahead.
I'm pretty sure I told, like, it was either grandma or mom, and they were, like, upset.
Oh, no, dude, yeah.
Because I didn't know. I don't know the fucking rules.
Yeah, they got hang-ups.
They got
on that particular subject.
Not, like, overly or anything, but I could tell they were not excited.
Yeah. You remember Clayton Batman? He's here to save the day.
I forgot about him. Clayton Batman, oh my God.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we went from there, and then we would have went to Mulvane.
Yeah. So what I remember about that is I remember Clayton Batman, and what's funny is I was when I left Mina, I was dating Alex Ashley.
Yeah.
And then I guess I had that little boyfriend, but then when we came back to Mina, he had a girlfriend, and he tried to talk to me, and I was pissed that he had a girlfriend.
Oh no! Even though you had 3 or 4 boyfriends,
I pretty much
meantime
told him to fuck off.
It could have been, bro. That's a good dude. Yeah.
Super good dude. Everything
really
happens for a reason. But
yeah,
I didn't realize till I was writing this book that I was like, oh, or actually until you said that I was like, oh wait.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I think I hung on for a long time because remember I used to put like his name on pillows and stuff for like Girl Scouts. We would make projects and they would all have his name on it or whatever. And I was just salty about it for no good reason because I had a boyfriend.
I remember y'all were all in Girl Scouts and I never got to do Boy Scouts.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that sucks, man.
That was pretty
Girl
shitty.
Scouts wasn't that.
I mean, it sounds like it was for the best considering, But,
some
shit does happen.
The best stuff about it. So. Some of it hasn't been that good, all right?
You remember we'd walk from school to Grandma's house pretty much every day?
Yeah. Do you remember the time that me and Brittany got in a fuckload of trouble?
Why?
Because So, there was the school we went to, and there was, like, another school right beside it.
Yeah, the high school.
And our friend's mom worked at that school. And so we went to her classroom after school. Mm-hmm. And we stayed there for, like, hours.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Yeah, and then we go to walk home, and a police officer pulls up. And he's like, "Are you Autumn and Brittany?" And we were like, "Yeah."
Yeah, are we in
and
trouble?
then we were like, "Fuck."
Yeah, dude.
And he was like, "Your mom's been looking everywhere for you." And we're like, "Shit."
Ah.
And so we were like halfway to Grandma's at that point. So he took us to Grandma's. And I remember we begged and begged and begged Grandma to stay there. And she was like, "Nah." And so you remember our pedal? This thing was literally like, remember, it was like this fucking big.
Ping pong
this
paddle?
It was an oversized ping pong paddle.
Yeah.
That thing was huge.
Yeah.
It's like more of one of those pizza things.
Yeah.
And so she whooped me with it and broke it in half, and then she duct taped it and whooped Brittany's ass.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, and then she was like, "You're grounded indefinitely."
No, just because you didn't tell her.
Okay.
Do you remember Saturday school?
Yeah, that shit was stupid.
That shit was dumb as hell, and it was all
So
Rachel's
stupid,
fault.
dude. You remember bloopers? I literally have tried to Google these fucking things.
Bloopers.
Can't find them. Those candies.
Oh my god, they're like Mentos.
Yeah, and I was
Yeah.
trying to find them. They don't exist. I can't find them anywhere.
We used to eat those all the time.
They were.
Oh my god.
Was pink. What was it? It was like pink lemonade or some sort of weird lemonade.
Yeah.
It was like I don't even know if it was pink lemonade because they had a very odd flavor.
Yeah.
Green apple and then cherry.
Dude, they were so good.
Sour. But they weren't too sour. Like,
Yeah.
why did they
They
stop
were
making
fantastic,
them?
is what they were.
Fucking awesome. I don't know what the hell. But, yeah, I remember bloopers, bro. I was actually just recently trying to find those.
That's
Can't find
crazy, dude.
them. Yeah.
What?
Them shits were good, yeah.
Yeah, Grandma used to get to hook up on all kinds of shit working at the school.
Yeah, and that and those, you remember what were they, Starburst suckers? Those suckers.
Or the Skittles gum and shit, dude. Remember that?
Yeah, Skittles gum.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a big one.
Too.
Got a bunch of that
Oh,
shit.
I remember also
Propels.
the big bags of cookies.
Oh, yeah.
Doughs.
Uh-huh.
I used to eat those just out of the fridge, bro.
Yeah, Grandma used to get the hookup up there, dude. Yeah.
We always had them fucking sweets, bro.
Yeah. What about, so we were always in Saturday school because...
We really were always, because we lived
Because if you were late twice in the week, I think, or something like that, once or twice in the week,
Yeah.
then you had to go to Saturday school. And
Well, but we
were
also
always
lived
late
in
to school.
Wichita. And
Yeah, we lived in
Wichita's a
Wichita and
good
had to go to Mulvaney.
15 at least, I'd say, from
At least.
Mulvaney.
And you got to wrangle fucking 6 of us, or 5 of us at that time. And
Yeah,
get us
and
all
let me
into
tell
school.
you, that's not a fucking party.
No, I remember we used to wake up and we'd all like find a vent to sit on because it was freezing
That
balls
one
all
in the
time.
laundry room. It
Yes.
was that one big one in the laundry room.
Uh-huh.
And
We'd
we
all
would
sit on
and
that
we would
vent.
be kind of like lined up, and then we would rotate.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'd get on it and we'd put our shirt over it, over our legs and
Yep.
shit, and let it heat us up.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that.
because it was hella cold up in there.
Yep.
Super.
And then we'd go to Saturday
It's stuff.
school, and we'd just
No
have to
offense.
do what?
No offense, Kansas, but Kansas sucks.
It sucks, dude. Yeah, that
The
shit
winter,
sucks,
it's
man.
terrible.
I remember I would try to take the trash out because that was my job, was to take the trash out, and I'd have to push the dumpster to the curb or whatever, and it would be fucking so windy that like the lid would fly up on me and shit like that, dude. Like it was just ridiculous, and it's freezing balls, and the fucking
my gosh,
the thing
that's-
is just fighting me the whole way.
That's what I remember from when we lived on base. When I lived in Kansas with Chase, when he was in the military, they had signs for wind advisories.
Yeah, nice,
They
yeah.
had signs up.
I remember the
Like,
time I
they
came to visit you guys. We were driving back, and it was snowing at the time, and the wind was like the snow was just flying across the road. And then I look up and I see this big ass bird. I mean, it's like a big ass hawk or something flying into the wind, not going anywhere.
It's
But
just
trying his little heart out to do anything, and he's just
You're like,
staying
"Bro,
completely
give it
still.
up."
I was like, just go back where you came from, bro.
go that way. I
Just
don't
give
know where
up,
you're trying
dude.
to go, but go fucking that
He
way.
was fighting his little heart out. I was like, he's gonna have a
He
little heart
was.
attack.
He's like,
dude.
I'm going this way. Damn it.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. But yeah, so we lived in Kansas for a while, and then moved back to Arkansas.
I remember us picking up out of nowhere. Do you remember that?
Yeah, dude, I do remember that.
In the middle of dinner, bro.
Yeah. Is that what it was?
Yeah,
I just remember it
the
being
food was still on
super
the table,
rushed.
Grandma said.
What?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell. Honestly, still don't know what the hell on that
Yeah,
one.
we had to dip out of there super quick because I remember we had to
Yeah.
load up like the truck and a U-Haul and shit and dip out. And, like, anything that we couldn't fit, we had to throw away.
Yeah, there was so much crap just left there.
Yeah.
But I remember getting to, I was telling this in the book, I remember getting to Mina schools, and there was a girl there that had a condition, like the very visible condition.
Okay.
And she was in my class, and it was like first bell, like right out of the gate, dude. She drops her, like, crayon box thing, you know, with all the crap in it, and it, like, goes everywhere, and I go to help her, and they were like, don't do that.
What are you talking about?
Okay. They were like, don't help her. Because, they acted like her stuff was, like, contaminated.
What? What kind of a physical thing are we talking about here?
I think I don't want to name her because I'm pretty sure you know who I'm talking about.
But, I mean, they're not going to know, and I won't name
Nikki.
her name.
Do you know, if I say Nikki, does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and they were like, don't. And this is my first day at a new school, so I was like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, dude, that's fucked up, though, those kids.
I feel super bad about it now, but I didn't know. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. You're just trying to fit in, dude.
Just got here. I don't know the fucking rules.
Oh, no, did ya? Oh, man, that's wild, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you came back in what grade?
Third.
Yeah, because I came back in second grade.
Yeah, third grade. So I remember my first grade teacher before we left was Miss Janung. Fucking wonderful, Snow White-like woman. She's wonderful. She's a fucking living saint.
Yeah.
And then when I came back, I can't remember her name, but she was a stupid bitch. She was.
Well, I know who you're talking about, the third grade teacher. You
her
and
name
Brittany
started
both
with
had
a
her?
G. I don't know. Her name started with a G, and she looked like a grouper fish. That's what I remember.
Oh.
It looked like a big old mean-ass grouper fish.
Damn, I can't remember my second grade teacher now, but she was a wild one too. She was pretty aggressive. But then the next year I had Miss Scherer, and she was the shit.
She was cool, man.
Yeah, she was super cool.
Yeah, she was super, super cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember this one time I needed, it was like the end of the day, the bell was about to ring, and I needed to pee really bad. Like, and I had already asked a bunch of times, and I expressed urgency, right?
Yeah.
So then I peed my pants.
Lady.
I peed my pants.
Oh, sweet.
Thankfully, I think that I was still new, but this was back when those, like, sling backpacks that looked like, like sling things. Mm-hmm. And so I just, like, flipped my backpack there and, like, went to the nurse's office and was like, please help me.
Oh, no, she wouldn't let me go pee, so I peed my pants.
Please, somebody help me.
Oh, man.
And thankfully, nobody ever knew that I peed my pants. But, yeah.
I don't know if I ever peed my pants at school.
I still hold that against her.
I would.
100%.
Yeah, fuck that bitch, dude.
Yeah.
That's
probably why
a cool thing.
Erased her name from my memory.
Yeah, because if you didn't, you'd have put a flaming bag of dog poop on her porch or something.
100%. Yeah. That's what should happen.
Bitch,
dude, I want to move my camera because I don't... Can you see if I do this? Can you see? Hold on.
Hi, puppy dog.
She's like, bro, you're really not even going to let me in.
Like, bro, I'm literally right here. Like,
well,
you know, it's
she
kind
has
of cold
been
out here.
out. I'm going to go ahead and let her in. She's making me feel bad. But she's been out because number one, we found out that Jack, he's not only allergic to cats, he's allergic to dogs.
Oh, sweet.
And all kinds of other stuff. Mm-hmm. And so she keeps going in there and getting on Jack's bed.
Oh, no.
And we've had it out over this, and she keeps doing it. So, And not only that, but she keeps getting it trash, and she also keeps peeing in the floor in there.
All right.
And I'm not,
yeah, you can't be
not
doing
having
all
it.
that,
You just
dude.
can't come in then. That's
Yeah. All right, well, I'm going to go pee while you do that.
Okay.
Hey. All right, and we're back. So, Autumn left Doug and I had to go pee. But, so, I do want to, we're going to continue the story, but I do want to take it back a little bit and kind of, because whenever I do, like, regular detours, I always ask, like, what the parents do, you know, because I feel like that gives a lot of context into how, like, a person is raised in that way, you know, mm-hmm. So I know, obviously, you know, the whole thing about ours, so,
yeah,
like, mom had jobs here and there and stuff like that, but, dad, I mean, he just worked construction here and there, but for the most part, he was, you know, unemployed.
Yeah.
And that was a major, you know, thing in our lives. And I think, so whenever we lived in, so we were born in Wichita because mom had left dad in Mina and moved to Wichita, and then dad moved up there and found her, and like they got back together, and then they had all of us, and then they broke up. And I think that's one of the reasons that we had to pick up and leave so quick that night. I don't know the full situation around that. I feel like I've had the story somewhere. Like I think it was in one of the interviews somewhere.
It fell at a time. I remember. You remember? There was a time that Dad was staying with us, and this was when Shane was in the picture. And then I remember him and Shane getting into a fight.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, you remember being in the room?
Yeah, and all you can see is Dad with a hammer, or one of them had a hammer, one of them had a butcher knife.
I think Dad had the hammer and Shane had the butcher knife, if I'm remembering correctly.
Sounds about right.
And Mom was like at the door keeping us in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody kept trying to go back out there because we were going to fight. We were on Dad's side, honestly.
Yeah, we're like, don't you let him hurt him.
Yeah. Like, he's got a fucking knife, dude. The dude's a fucking psycho. Like,
well, and then, so I remember, I don't know, it was probably before that, maybe, somewhere in there, Olivia was doing a fundraiser for school, where she walked around the whole neighborhood. Yes. And she worked her ass off on that, and then Dad found it, and he took it.
He took the money?
He took the money.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
But,
okay.
Not that there's any excuse for that, but, like,
it was a full-blown alcoholic.
Crackhead.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they see something like that, it's like a Smeagol with the ring situation.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Yeah, I mean, there's like $30 in this box. It's going to be kind of hard to explain, where.
I'm pretty sure there was a lot. We walked through that whole freaking trailer
We sold the shit out of those, dude. I remember helping, dude. Yeah, we sold the shit out of those. We all went as a group, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty dope, actually. Yeah, and we sold the shit out of these. And then, I guess that happened. And then, there was a big fight and stuff like that. I think that was part of it. And then that was whenever, like, Dad wasn't allowed to live in the house anymore. And then,
well, and it could have also been legal trouble, because I know when we left the first time, I asked Mom why we left. Yeah. Actually, it was either that or I found the newspaper article where she got caught with, like, a bunch of weed.
Oh, really?
It was pictures of it all. It was a lot of weed, dude.
Well, yeah, so maybe that was part of it, too. Yeah.
The first time.
So then this was after Mom and Shane had already married then. Because I remember while they were together, Dad came and stayed with us. And then that whole thing happened, and then he was kicked out of the house, obviously. And at the same time, Dwayne had told Mom that she didn't want him at the house. And who was it that came in and found him, like, I guess it was Mom, maybe, came in there and found him hiding under a bed because he was still trying to stay there, and he wasn't supposed to be staying there.
He wasn't supposed to be there. I remember. I want to say that was in your book, was it?
Yes, it was. Like I said, it just fucking leaves my head as soon as I write it, basically.
It's probably in there.
Yeah, there's a whole thing about that. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember.
It's all all of this is very well articulated and linear in my book, In
the book,
but in my head, it's a jumbled fucking rat's nest. So that's why I wrote it down.
That's like my therapist was like, she's like, so how are we right now? And I'm just kind of like literally, it's like radio static up here. I'm like,
yeah, it's something's happening.
Cash money, dude.
Cash money, dude. Yo. But yeah.
She's like, how are you doing with that? And I'm like, honestly, I don't know.
I don't actually know. I couldn't even tell you if I tried to.
Well, because I do this thing, I dissociate a lot. And so
I do that.
Yeah, so I did find out, like, I've been doing it a lot more lately, and I notice when I'm doing it. I take a lot of naps when I'm dissociating.
Dude, I've been taking a lot of naps, but that's the only way we can get Ozzy to take a nap and shit. So
takes it out of me.
That's the whole thing.
Dang.
Yeah.
I just have to take a nap.
Just have to take a nap, don't I? Unfortunate. But now I feel like I'm dependent on the naps, because if I don't have my nap, I'm a little crabby.
We grandma right now,
grandma, dude. Yeah, don't fuck with my nap, bro. I'm telling you. And if OC doesn't take a nap and I don't get to take a nap, it upsets me. Because she do be not taking naps, bro.
She gets what she wants, though. I tell you what. And honestly, I can see why, though. With the few fits that I've seen her throw, like, what are
they're very much. Yes, it's a lot. It's a whole bunch. And we're
Emma does that in public sometimes, and we're like the only thing to do is give her what she wants, or else, like, I could spank her, and it's gonna get worse.
Yeah, because you can't just leave because you have to load up the other kids and shit.
And it's gonna be a freaking whole scene. You can't swat them because then she's gonna scream like you're killing her.
Yeah, dude. Oh God. Yeah, I haven't even tried.
Probably
that.
all going to jail.
I'm not going to try that because I know it's not going to work and it's not going to help anybody. So
she's gonna wig out. You have to do that shit from the jump, bro. So
yeah, because if I did it now, she'd be like, "What the Fuck,
bitch,
dude.
what?
Did you strike me?
Think you're dealing with?
Did you strike me?
Did you fucking strike me?
All right, so back to the story. Back to the story.
Okay.
We leave Wichita, move down to Mena. You go into 3rd grade and all that stuff. We move into the house in town.
Yeah.
Right. You remember all the shit we used to do at that house in town?
I remember us pretending to be like wolves. We'd be on like these big fucking piles of blankets. We'd be like, woo!
Oh, what did...
We would legit pretend we were dogs.
Oh my god. I just remember like us playing with cars and dolls and stuff all the time, and we'd have all these elaborate stories because there's like 5 different characters, you know?
Yeah, we were watching The Lion King a lot, I think.
We were watching The Lion King a lot. And then do you also remember watching Harry Potter every fucking day?
That first one.
Yes, the first one.
Still cannot watch. It was the only one we had for a long time.
Yeah, and every time I would come home, it was the Hermione in the bathroom scene with the troll.
Oh
I don't know if it was started at the exact same time every day or if I just like it all timed up right. Remember coming home to that scene.
Right at fucking,
like they pop it in at fucking 3 o'clock. I get there at 3:30 or whatever. Then
like we know he's coming. Out. We have to get his show on.
I don't know if it was for me. I feel like it's a coincidence, unless there's a bigger conspiracy at play.
100%, yeah. No.
So they're trying to distract me from something else. You know,
very possible. It's not impossible.
No, but do you remember the tree, bro?
Oh, dude, that tree was so awesome. I love
so
going on the one where you could get up and, like, almost stand and get through the little canopy.
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
The spiky canopy, though. Yeah, that was a spiky tree.
You just had to be real careful.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, don't move around too much. Yeah, but if you looked out the top, you could see across the park and shit.
Well, and I also would, like, pick leaves out of the middle.
So you'd have a little
hole, yeah.
I remember we had a couple little holes up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was the one where you could jump across and you could swing on the one and shit, you know?
What? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we used to be wilding up in that tree, dude.
That tree was so dope.
It was so dope.
I was pretty upset when I drove by and saw that they had cut at least most of it down. I don't know if they cut it all down, but
it's mostly gone. It's not the same.
They really fucked it up.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you had that other tree like in the backyard that was super hard to climb that we weren't able to do till we were a little bit bigger, but we all wanted to do it because it was like the perfect tree, you know, but the bottom was
as far as like
there were no branches at the bottom.
Shaped just right.
Yeah,
so,
dude.
Like,
and there's that thing in the middle where I guess there used to be a piece, but it had gotten cut off or something like that. And so there was a big ass hole in the middle, you know, where you could.
It's like just the perfect little seat, dude. Yeah, dude. No, one of the only times I climbed that tree, a few squirrels got in a fight on my leg.
I remember that. Yeah, because they were like scrambling.
I remember watching them coming across the roof, right? And I'm like, oh, that's crazy, dude. That's nuts. And then here they come.
Yeah, dude, I remember that shit.
Surprised I didn't fall out of that tree, really.
Yeah, we were tree climbing motherfuckers whenever we were little, dude.
Do you remember me and you getting in trouble? I think it was Bella had this little, like, kids vanity thing with, like, had, like, a mirror and stuff on it. And we went out there and we beat the shit out of it.
Yes,
dude.
for no reason.
As much as it could have been broken.
For no reason. I think there were more of us. Or no, it might have just been me.
It was me and you, man.
Okay.
No, because we got our
Because I remember we talked about this
together.
on the podcast before, and I guess it was whenever you were on. Because, yeah, we beat the fuck out of that thing for no reason, dude. I remember I was, like, beating it up with my BB gun and shit, and I don't know why we did it.
I remember the BB gun. Yeah, we were just fucking gun butting it.
Yeah, dude. Because it had, like, a mirror on it and shit, and we were, like, cracking it, and it's plastic,
I think
so it
we're upset that she got that.
Oh. Well, that's very fucked up of us.
Well, yeah.
Well, you know, we were fucked up at the time.
We didn't have stuff. Why do you get stuff? This
is
bullshit.
Fucked up, dude. That's kind of sad.
It's kind of super shitty, honestly.
Yeah, I don't like that story because I feel like that's a recurring theme in my life of me doing shit where I'm like, why the fuck did you do that? You know? Yeah. You do something
like that
violent,
self-sabotage,
like,
buddy.
What the fuck are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this? I don't know.
Yeah, and I think about, like, I was telling Rachel on Granny's Gayrage, this last one, about, like, how I feel like things could be solved in a certain way by violent outbursts, but it's not the desired effect that you want, you know?
So the way that I've gone about a lot of things, especially like altercations with people and like having it out with people, is if I play it out in my mind or if I get everything all together, like all of my points, and I like almost play it out in my mind how it would go if I were to actually go about it in for real. Mm. And if, based on other interactions I've had with them, if I know that I will not, no matter what I do, get the desired outcome that I want,
you don't do
just leave it where it is.
Yeah. That's one way to do it.
Yeah, there's no point in stressing everybody out.
Well, I was thinking about like, cause I was talking about like whenever OC, like whenever she's just like screaming in my face, like I showed you, like for like hours. Like, I mean, she, like the other day she did over an hour of just full blown scream. And and it's happened, you know, quite a few times. And like, I've thought about it before, like whenever we're laying in bed, I'm trying to get her to take a nap and she's just throwing this huge fit. I'm like, what I could do is I could get up, I could go beat the fuck out of that door, break it into a million pieces and scare the fuck out of everybody in this room.
That's what you want to do.
Just make a huge violent outburst and just break a bunch of shit and scare the fuck out of you. And maybe it'll scare you enough that you'll stop doing what you're doing. But that's not the effect that you want. And then I also look like an asshole, and I have to fix it. You know,
and then they're just scared. They don't understand.
They don't understand why I did it.
What they're doing has made you do this.
Yes, exactly. I just look like a fucking psycho. So there's no good. I don't do it. I haven't done it.
That's what you want to do, though.
But it is what you want to do sometimes. You know, sometimes I just want to go put my fist in that fucking drywall.
Okay, Kyle.
I know, exactly. And that's why I don't do it. Because I'm not that guy. I don't drink Monster Energy that much.
With Gracie, she used to, like, when she was little, like OC, she would not go to sleep without getting at least one swat. Like, it doesn't have to be hard, just a little swat, but she would
OC won't go to sleep until I put the dad voice on her. Like it will be fucking around, like, because I don't want to do it. Yeah, like, because, like, we're sitting there and, like, we're reading books and stuff like that, and she's, like, playing, having a good time, and then at a certain point, I'm like, dude, you have to lay down. And then sometimes she'll do it, sometimes she won't. I'll have to do it a couple of times here and there and stuff like that. But at a certain point, she'll eventually usually come down. Yeah, like eventually I have to like put like a full dad voice on her and be like, hey, if you don't lay down, then this whole thing is it's not okay. None of this is okay. You need to lay your little ass down. I'll keep reading. I'll do whatever you want. You know, like we're just going to chill here, but you're not going to be up and around fucking with stuff. You're going to lay down.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of what I would do with mine is, I'm leaving. Like, if you're going to trip out, I'm out.
Yeah, dude. I did that to her the other day, dude.
I don't have to be a part of this.
Yeah, I was trying to get her to go outside with me to take the dog out, and she had a bunch of shit in her hands. She has her Daisy Duck, her Minnie Mouse, and her fucking Figaro in one hand, and she's got a bag of animals in the other hand, and I'm trying to put her jacket on her, and she won't let him go. And so I was like,
him back.
I was like, if you don't let me do this, I'm going to go take the dog out, and I'm going to leave your little ass in here. Like, I'm just going to walk her down the stairs. I'll be right there, but you're going to stay your little ass in here if you don't let me do this.
You can't come then.
So I tried to take her little bag away from her to put her arm through the fucking jacket, and she wigged out, and I was like, all right, fine. And so I just went outside with the dog. I was like, all right, bet. Yeah, you want to fucking act like that? You're not going. Yeah, you can stay here, bro. I'm sorry. I want you to go. I do. Yeah. I really want you to go.
Yeah.
But you're not having it.
But we can't be fucking acting like that, bro.
But back to the story.
Yeah, back so where we at? We're at.
We didn't get very far.
Out of that little thing.
Yes, right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then it's so fuzzy at that point. I don't even remember where that would fall.
We were going to Nana's and stuff too. You know.
Were we back then?
I think so.
Probably no.
Yeah, because we'd go up there and we'd see Dad, and that's whenever Nolene came into the picture and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those parts I remember them vaguely, but I remember at one point I remember seeing Dad detoxing.
Oh, really?
You remember that at Nolene's?
Uh-huh.
I just remember we would peek in. She kind of kept us, like, away. Mm-hmm. But we'd peek, like, walk through and peek in the door. And he would be, like, covered up, just, you know, like, shivering and stuff. And, like,
what? Yeah. I don't remember that. That's fucking wild.
I remember that super dude one time. Just the once did I see it. But
yeah. Jeez, that's rough, dude.
Yeah. And I don't know where that even falls in there or whatever. But, oh, dude, I had a dream about Dad not that long ago, and it was like he had gotten a visitation, and it was almost like he just hadn't died, and he had gotten a visitation. It was like he had finally got a new house and stuff, and then something happened, and he needed like a procedure or something for some reason, and they were going to do it in the house. I don't know why.
These are dreams.
And then so he goes out the window to, like, this fire escape situation. I go out there, and he's drinking.
Oh, nice.
And I don't even remember. I don't remember anything about the rest of it. I just remember that. That's all I got.
Damn.
I was like,
okay. Like, hey, what the fuck, bro? You're about to get a new liver, dude.
Doing?
You can't be doing that, dude.
Yeah.
Weird.
But
I mean, that is a theme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then the next memories that pick up are like probably middle. Would it be middle school? Is that middle school?
Probably.
Middle school, I guess.
Living out out in the woods?
No, what do you mean?
Living out in the woods at that house?
Oh, I semi remember that. I just remember
sleeping on the eggshells?
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember crawling in on the floor to the living room. We did that a lot in most of the houses we were at. We would crawl on the floor into the living room to watch TV at night when we weren't supposed to.
Oh, dude, that's right. We'd all sit at the doorway, dude. Yeah.
Or we would hide. Remember, we would get underneath there was those little side tables.
Uh-huh.
We'd get up underneath them.
Yeah, dude.
We'd
Damn.
be like...
I do remember that. That was wild, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's goofy as hell, dude.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But so then, like... So a lot of that is a blur. So, like, from there, a lot of that is a blur. I remember, like, one of the things I remember from my younger, like, being in, like, between 6th and 8th grade somewhere. Mm-hmm. A girl that I went to school with, actually, I want to say OD'd on pills.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yep. And this was all, like, I knew that Mom did stuff, but I didn't understand drugs.
Wait, was it the girl? No, I'm thinking of that girl that died.
I'm not going to say it, but her name starts with an E.
I remember that girl that died in the truck. They hit a cow or some shit, and she lived right next to us at the house in town. Remember that? No? Okay, well, never mind.
Wait. Courtney.
Yeah. Damn.
What's her name, bro?
Yeah. Damn,
I feel like we talked to her even.
Yeah, we were like, she lived 2 doors down from us.
Was that the friend that I used to go to her house?
Yeah.
I used to go to her house?
You remember they had that weird little room that was in the living room up top or whatever the fuck? Yeah, dude. Yeah, it was like a little, I don't know, like something that led into the attic somehow. Yeah.
How did I get that? Yeah, it was like built halfway up the wall for no reason.
And there was like a little hatch that let you into it. It was super weird.
Yeah, it was a really cool little room, but like, why?
Yeah, like now that I'm looking back on it, that's a super weird room to have.
Very weird room to have.
It was kind of cool at the time.
Yeah. Oh, do you remember the abandoned house that was next to our house?
Yes, and we were all scared as shit of it.
Well, and then y'all would I would never go in there. No, I'll stand outside and I'll keep watch.
A couple of times. Yeah.
And it'd be like, I think this was when Fear Factor and stuff was on. So, like, you can't go through the haunted house.
Oh, my God.
And I'm not going to.
Yeah, that place always tripped me out, dude.
That place was creepy as fuck, dude.
Yeah. It was old as shit. It's not there anymore. That thing got demolished.
No, it got demolished.
Yeah, it was, like, right next to us, though, and it was super weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, and then...
So you remember going from the house in town to the house out in the woods and then back? Or no? Yeah, because we went back.
I feel like we were...
And that was whenever Edwina and all them started coming and hanging out. Yeah, because I remember being there
when Kelly was around.
That was before we ever went to Kansas. Or no?
Might have been. Don't remember. Because we met Kelly. She met Kelly in Kansas, and then he came back with us, and then it was like weird.
Yeah, that was the first time we moved back to Mina, whenever we were really young.
Yeah, okay.
And then we moved up to Kansas whenever I was in, like, kindergarten. You were probably in first grade.
Oh, okay. See, that part was
And then we spent a couple of years. And that was whenever the Kelly situation happened. We lived out kind of over by Olivia's house-ish in that kind of area in a little trailer house. And that's whenever Kelly was there. I feel like I'm filling you in on things at this point.
Okay, no, because I remember... a situation, we were at the house in town, and him and Mom fought all the time, and I remember this time they were fighting, and then they made their way out towards the carport, and then it ended up where Mom was, so, like, there's the door, and then immediately out the door, and then there's the edge of the carport, and Mom's standing at the edge of the carport, and I think we had, like, firewood beside the door or something. There was logs for some reason somewhere close, and, like, in the middle of them fighting, he just picks up this big-ass, like, pretty thick log and just freaking lobs it at her, and it lands right here.
Oh.
And busts her nose.
Jesus Christ.
And that was at the house in town.
Mm-hmm. Well, so that was probably after they broke up or whatever, and then we moved. That's whenever we moved to the house in town the first time.
Maybe.
Yeah. And then after that, her and Dad, I think, got back together, or were trying to, or something like that. And then that was whenever she left and moved us all to Kansas.
Huh.
Something, I think, I don't really...
See, the timeline is all fucked.
It's all fucked, dude. That's what happens, man, whenever you're repressing shit. It's not okay. Yeah, so then we come back, and then we're living in that house for a little bit. We move out there. This is all with Shane. You remember taking naps all the time and shit? Yep.
We were grounded to our room a lot.
A lot. All the fucking time, dude.
First time I cut myself, we were locked in our room for a long, long time. And I remember I saw, it was really dark. You know, the lights were off. We were confined to darkness. And there was, the window, and it was, light was shining on the windowsill, kind of. And I saw a piece of glass in there. Mm. And, I did a few little things, man, and Mom lit my ass up about it.
Yeah, I bet, yeah.
Freaking lit me up over it, man. I was pretty upset because I saw it on her, is how I knew to do that.
Oh, fuck around.
And so I was like, you really about to do that.
The pot calling the kettle, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what we're doing, all right. So do as I say, not as I do kind of thing, I guess.
Sure enough, okay. But that wasn't, that little tidbit was lost. It was just all mean. Yep. So, yeah, I remember being grounded for time.
All the time.
All the time, bro. I also remember...
Rachel didn't get to do shit, ever.
Who? Rachel?
Rachel, yeah. Nope. Always in trouble.
Always in trouble, bro.
Yeah. Remember, so I used to go and do, we go to the alpaca farm and shit?
Yeah, I remember the pooper scooper. I remember rolling down the hill and stuff.
Yeah.
Getting, sick. I remember we got sick. Or I did, anyway. Maybe that's where all my motion sickness came from. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah.
Bro, we fucking rolled down that hill.
Yeah. And then, so we moved out to that house out there in the middle of the woods, and then we moved back, and then that was whenever the shit went down with Shane.
Yeah.
Right. After, I mean, a whole bunch of other shit. And I wasn't even at the house, which is fucked up. I was down the street.
Yeah.
And then all this shit goes down.
My memory of it is we were... I want to say maybe grandma's, we were somewhere else, and Mom had gone to pick us up, and she had gotten us McDonald's, and when we got there, she took, either Bella was already there with Shane, or she took Bella and her food into Shane and was like, feed her, and then Olivia goes to go in the house, and the door is locked, and Mom, she goes, the door's locked, and Mom marches over there, and she picks that foot up, knee to chest, and kicks that door open.
Oh, shit, yeah.
She was like, it's fucking open now!
Yeah, dude, there you go.
And so then Olivia goes in or whatever, and we hear a bunch of,
commotion.
Rustling around, and then I remember seeing it. I maybe rushed in there, and... Bella had rolled off the bed onto the floor on the other side, and Olivia was on the floor in the doorway. I don't remember if he was still fucking... I think that he had already jumped, so he, got her down on the ground and was, rubbing her face on the carpet or, holding her down, I guess, very aggressively. And then, maybe when people started coming or whatever, I don't know, and then he went outside, and maybe I rushed in, and maybe I got Bella. I don't remember.
No, Olivia got a hold of Bella, I think.
Yeah, I don't remember, because I was still outside, because he came outside, and he said, look what your fucking daughter did. I think she scratched him a lot. And as soon as that came out of his mouth, she grabbed him by his hair.
Has a long-ass ponytail, you bitch-ass dude.
And then
that long greasy ponytail, dude.
Long fucking nasty ass ponytail that he had to hide from his employer, because why have it, you know?
Yeah.
At that point, why have it? And then she grabbed him, and then I want to say, I don't know if he had his hands around her neck, but I remember he was on top of her, and we were all beating him, dude.
Yeah,
we were just beating him on the back, dude. Yeah. As hard as we could, and then out of the corner of his eye, Olivia, I guess, gets up and comes outside as this is happening, and she grabs one of those little scalloped,
the cinder block thing,
cinder blocks, but it was a long one, dude.
Like an edging
she was
one,
this, and he caught it out of the corner of his eye, and he got up and ran away. Yeah. And at that point, the neighbor across the way,
lady
with the
that was always watching,
yeah, and she was like, I already called the cops.
Nice, dude. Yeah, there you go.
Done called them.
I wonder if he did he get away completely? Did he ever?
No, they caught him. He ran down the alleyway or whatever. And I want to say they had a friend on the other side there, and I want to say he may have went there.
Oh, interesting.
Not sure.
I think I know who you're talking about.
He got picked up by that night.
Yeah, okay.
He had got picked up.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think it was Olivia was telling, like, whenever we did the interview, it was like she went in the room because Mom and Shane were fighting over Bella, and then Mom, I think, gave Bella to Olivia and told her to get her out of there, and then Shane, like, attacked her and attacked Mom.
No, I remember that we were outside, and that now I remember why Olivia went in there. Bella was crying, and she was upset, and we were the ones that took care of her anyway, so she went in there to get her, and he wouldn't give her to her. And so they struggled over her
and then that's when she fell.
Bella rolled across the bed and fell on the other side.
Yeah.
And then I guess when that happened, he got mad and attacked Olivia. Or maybe, I don't know.
Because I think Olivia ended up with Bella because whenever Shane went out, I think that's whenever Olivia, like, scratched him or something. Like, that's what he was talking about.
That's why he let her go, probably.
And then, he goes rushing out.
He went outside, and she went and got
And
Bella.
I think Olivia gets a hold of Bella, and that's whenever Mom comes out, and that's whenever he says that shit to her. And then that's whenever she grabs him by the ponytail and shit, I guess.
Yeah, immediately, dude. It didn't barely leave his mouth, and she was like, bitch, what?
Bitch, what? That's what
dude,
you
it was
fucking
great.
did,
I was like, whoa, dog.
Yeah, and then he got jumped by a bunch of little kids, dude.
Little kids, bro. We were ineffective.
Very, dude, yeah. God, dude, and it's like, I wish I was there, but would I have been that much more effective?
No, there was fucking 4 or 5 of us already.
Yeah. I might have thought of the cinder block sooner, maybe. I don't know, something.
We didn't know what to do. The only reason Olivia fucking probably thought of it was because she was coming out of the house to us. She wasn't a part of the initial fucking take.
Because I think y'all were saying something about, like, Mom told everybody to stay in the car or something like that, and then whenever the shit started going sideways, everybody just hopped out.
I don't know.
Like that.
I don't know, honestly, because, we were outside. I remember him, strutting out all pissed off. I remember being out there, like, within a good proximity, too. Like, I was kind of standing right there. And, of course, the way that I always watch these sort of altercations was just kind of like...
Okay. Yeah.
Like, do you remember that time? I've told this story a few times to people. That time that we were all out on the front porch, and Edwina and Roy were fighting in the front yard.
Yes, I remember exactly what you're talking about.
Oh my god, so the way that it plays in my mind is we're all sitting there on the porch, right, and we're kind of playing over in our tree or whatever. We were kind of more or less minding our own fucking business for the most part. Mm-hmm. And, like, they're having a fight, so then we all start kind of paying attention. We're like, oh, this is crazy, kind of like it's like
that
Jerry
shit's going
Springer.
on, dude, yeah, right. Yeah.
Like, we're watching our own reality show, right? And so we're like, damn, this shit's crazy, and then just out of nowhere, she just... Like, just the whole chunk of chin, bro.
Oh, I don't remember seeing that one.
Oh, I saw it.
I don't know if I was there for that one. I remember him having the chunk out of his face.
It was a crater.
And
then I remember her spitting it on the ground, and it, like, bounced.
I remember the time she chased him off the porch and hit him with that frying pan. That's what I was thinking that story was.
Fuck, I forgot about that.
Yeah, she smoked dude with that frying pan off the porch.
Well, and I remember, so then after that happens, like, we all just go,
yeah, dude, because this dude just got knocked the fuck out in front of everybody.
And then cops got called, obviously, because there was blood and stuff, and he didn't say shit, bro.
Yeah. So it turns out Roy was one of the real ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
100%. Well, he didn't, I think that he wasn't very smart. He couldn't read or write, really. And he was either entangled to the point that he didn't have another option, or he just knew his options as, like,
he was on drugs. Real bad. Yeah, Mom told me that Edwina was so mean to that dude, she would take his needle that they were going to use and blunt the end of it. So, oh my god.
She said he put it in there and went,
ooh! Yeah, dude.
Like, I picture, like, Goofy Dog.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. God, dude. Yeah. And then he was the only one that ever helped anybody. Like, he was the one that called the cops, like, whenever Mom was ODing and stuff like that, dude. Like,
oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, so with
that was the case in that one.
I remember that. I want to say that was the same. Do you remember the instance where, like, Mom and Shane kept coming out of their room? And, like, I remember watching Mom come out of her room and go in the bathroom, and for some reason there was a tall, like, kitchen trash can in there.
It was right
beside right by the toilet. And she sits on the trash can and goes to the bathroom in it.
Yeah.
And we're like,
what the fuck?
All right, whatever.
But she's got the zombie eyes going on.
Yeah, and then out comes Shane, and he...
Butt-ass naked?
At first he was butt-ass naked, and then he goes and gets a shirt. Like, here. And then he goes, and I think he either peed in the trash can or on the floor. He definitely did.
I think it was on the floor
toilet.
Or something, yeah.
Yeah. He just,
Yeah.
And then the next time I see anything from that room, the door gets open, and Mom was face stuck in between the bed and the nightstand on all fours.
Oh, wow.
At least on her knees. I don't know if her hands were doing anything, but she had fallen and was stuck.
What the fuck?
And then we were like, I think he was over there sleeping, and we were like, you should probably, help
check on her, dude? Yeah.
Something, and he was basically like, nah, she's fine.
No, she's fine, bro. Don't worry about her. Yeah. If she
we're
dies,
like, I don't know stuff about stuff, but...
I don't know shit about anything, but that doesn't look very okay to me.
Not regular, honestly.
Yeah. God, dude, that dude sucked.
So, yeah.
So those are some of the crazy ones right there. Yeah.
Those are some of the crazier ones. Yeah, we're getting into the super crazy times right here, buddy.
And then that was whenever, after he left, that's whenever Edwina started hanging out heavy. And then Nate and them would come over and stuff. And then that's whenever I started skateboarding and whatnot. And then not long after that, we ended up over at Grandma's.
Yeah, so I remember Grandma was actually telling me about when we actually, like the day we left Mom's, basically. We went to, what's her name? Hannah's parents.
Oh, yes, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they made us food.
Yeah, it was a like really, it was like a two-story house on the edge of town, basically,
We covered, like, surrounded by bamboo.
Yes, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And she said, Grandma said that, like, when they gave us our food, they ended up they left the room in tears because we were so hungry. We were just attacking, dude.
Yeah.
And she said that it was so pitiable that they couldn't even stand to watch.
God, dude. Yeah, that sounds about fucking right, dude.
Yeah. Well, and I also remember before, I think we were still in Mom's custody. I don't remember, but I remember we had a recital of some kind, like a concert or a recital, and Mom was so fucked up, dude. She was going up to the stage.
Oh, shit.
And she was like...
Videoing and shit?
We're like...
Oh, no, dude. I don't remember that. That's fucking wild, dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
and that wasn't the first time she had done that either.
Yeah. Because I remember you guys had already started band and stuff like that. And I think I was already, like, in choir, I think, at the time. And
she
I
came
remember
up to the school window, and she used to check me out all the time to pee in cups and or watch Bella.
Oh, yeah, okay. I used to get checked out, or I used to not go to school to help Shane at the fucking alpaca farm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I remember that. Yeah. School wasn't important. Well, but we all did really good, and, like, we weren't supposed to miss days, but unless they wanted us to, Like, if they wanted us to go to school, we had to go to school.
Regardless.
Yeah.
But that's why, like, it wasn't CPS, but I guess it was the counselor. But we had been talked to a bunch of times by like DHS and whatever. Mm-hmm. But I remember number one, we were taught to be wary of cops, and they were basically cops.
Yeah, so basically cops like, at that point. Yeah, and we had all talked about it, and we're like, don't tell them shit.
We don't know.
Don't tell anybody nothing.
Well, and Mom had told us and drilled into us that we would be separated. I remember
if we got taken away. Yeah.
Yeah. So we didn't talk. We were trying to get separated.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. So then we ended up at Grandma's. I was 11, I think.
Yeah, I think I was 13, 12 or 13.
Yeah. Because it was at the beginning of a school year.
Yeah.
So I might have been 10, or I was 10 or 11, because I was going into 6th grade, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me think. I would have been...
2009?
Graduated in 13, so I would have been a freshman. Yeah. Either at the end of 8th grade or freshman.
No, well, I think it was going into my 7th grade year. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds
in 09,
right.
I would have been a freshman, though.
Yeah. Because not long after that was, like, the tornado and stuff, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then, I mean, things were pretty regular there for a little while, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
For the most part, and then...
doing, like, chores and shit.
Yeah, well, and then Mom went to prison the first time.
Yeah.
And, like, got out and everything. And then I remember her getting back in trouble somehow, which I've never known what exactly any of her charges were.
Same, actually, yeah.
And she was going to court for something, and I remember she had that ankle monitor. And she was getting ready for court, I thought, anyway. It was the morning she was supposed to go to court, and she told me that they were going to send her to jail. And so she wasn't going. She was like, as soon as they take this monitor off, I'm out.
Yeah.
She basically told me that she was dipping. And I don't think that it fully registered.
Yeah.
I was like, do people even do that?
Is that a thing that you can do? Are you supposed to do that? Yeah.
Okay. And then she actually did, and I was like, well, I'll be damned.
Well, I'll be damned. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't say anything to anybody.
I know, right? I'm glad I kept my fucking mouth shut. Thank you, training.
Hey, thank you, training. Yes, we've been preparing for this our whole lives. Damn it. Yes.
Fucking nailed it.
Yeah, because then she went on the run for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what's funny is she wasn't far.
No, not far at all. Yeah.
Not far at all.
No, they just couldn't quite find her.
No.
Yeah, she did go far. Like, she went up, I think she went up to, like, Iowa and shit for a little while and whatnot. Like,
I don't think so. As far as I understand it, she was, like, right there over the fucking line right there.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely. That's where, like, she was based, but I feel like she traveled a bunch during that time as well.
Very
but
possible.
I don't know. I don't know the whole story or anything like that. I haven't asked
I
yet.
don't either. That would be a grandma question, but
yeah. But, yeah, and then she gets caught eventually, and then she goes off.
Well, as far as I understand it, she got caught because she tried to buy drugs whilst on the run.
Yes. Yeah. So they set up like a sting operation thing where somebody offered to sell her something, and then that was whenever she beat up that lady and got bail bond.
Who was actually, I was very surprised when I saw that woman, and she was like an older lady. Like, that was an old woman.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
she beat the brakes off of an old woman.
Yeah, she was trying to take her in, dude.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So that's
she knows what she signed up for, you know?
Yeah, that's right. If you're going to be a bail bonds lady, you got to fight.
Like, what did you think was going to happen? Yeah. They're going to be like, okay, bye.
It's probably what used to be real scrappy.
Can we get McDonald's before we go? Like,
oh, no, dude.
Like, what do you mean? No.
Yeah, so then
you knew what this
that
was.
happened. What year would that be? What, like 2010, 11?
Well, I know, because remember, she couldn't come to Dad's funeral because she was still running.
Right, yeah. That was 2012.
Yeah, that would have been 2012. Yeah. And then I remember after Dad died, she was dating that Dustin guy. That was who she ran with.
Yeah.
And they were at Grandma's. So I don't know where this falls as far as, like, in the timeline of them running, but they were at Grandma's and it was just me there. Mm-hmm. And, like, they're in that bedroom that would have been Bella's recently.
Yeah.
And I'm in the other one, and, like, there's, I just keep hearing, like, a lot of thudding and stuff, and so, like, I just assume they're fucking, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And so, and then I hear, like, a super, super big thud on the floor, and I go in there, and I'm like, what's going on, guys? Mm-hmm. And, like, Mom's on the floor, and she's, like, not breathing, and she's also got, like, a bunch of cuts down her arm and stuff. And I was like, I don't know. And so I go in Grandma's room, or I, like, tried to help her, and I was like, I don't know. And so I go in Grandma's room and try to find, like, the breathing treatment machine, like an inhaler and stuff. And I even asked Grandma, I was like, Grandma, I need help. And she was like,
what's going on? Everything's cool, huh?
She was like,
what?
Not my fucking problem. And I was like, I don't know. And so I gave her a breathing treatment, and she kept, like, she would breathe, and then she would, like, stop breathing. And then, so, finally, like, after I had given her treatments and stuff, I finally was like, listen, bitch, if you don't pull your shit together, I'm calling an ambulance.
Oh, nice, yeah.
And she pulled her shit right together, too.
What the fuck?
She sure did.
What?
I was like, I am not going to let you die just because you're running from the cops. And she was like, oh, okay, yeah. Sure.
There you go. Okay, yeah, so we're serious?
No, the whole problem, what had happened is he was trying to break up with her, basically. Or, like, that they were fighting, more or less.
And then she started,
Yeah, like, I cleaned up her arm and bandaged her arm up so that I could get her and, like, call the ambulance.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember that. I don't remember any of that. I mean, that was just you. That's fucking wild.
It was just me there, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so then, yeah, and then that would have been, I don't remember if that was before or after I met Tori. Not my friend Tori now, but the Tori that I cheated on Jeffrey with, which I only did anything like twice within the whole like 6 months that me and her were friends.
Yeah.
And which it was cheating anyways because that's the rules. You know,
yeah, right. Yeah.
Fair enough. But what had happened with him is when Dad died, number one, he refused to go to the funeral.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
He refused to go. I begged him up until I left for the funeral for him to go. And then I had to sit in between you and Jordan and Olivia and Traven.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's bad luck.
Awesome.
Yeah,
this
unfortunate.
is awesome.
Yeah, right on.
And even his parents came. His parents came and he didn't come.
What?
Yeah.
God,
even they were like, "You're a fucking asshole, bro." And then the day after, I remember I met him at McDonald's, and I was like, obviously still upset, and he was like, "I don't want to hear any more about it." It's like, I don't want to hear it anymore.
Bro.
All right, you know.
Oh my god. Yeah, so you graduated in 12 or 13?
13.
Okay. Yeah.
And then he goes to basic, and because he was a year older than me, so he goes to basic, and I go back to school. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it was while he would have been in basic or what, but I ended up being friends with Tori, and like she let me talk to her, like she listened to me and let me talk about
like
stuff.
A normal person,
like a regular human and stuff, you know, and
like a friend.
Which I've always been kind of bi.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Super. And she intrigued me so much because I genuinely couldn't tell if she was a girl or a boy. And so it was like right there on the line of like.
I'm trying to remember what this chick looked like.
She looked like a dude, bro.
Right on, okay, yeah.
You probably thought she was a dude, honestly.
Oh no, I do remember who you're talking about.
Dark hair, kind of long, shaggy.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. All right, keep going. Yeah. Yeah, because she had a friend that I dated for like a half a second, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who would that have been? I don't remember.
I don't know.
Anyways.
I don't remember. Yep.
So then that happens, and so what happened there is me and her pretty well had stopped doing that. I'd only done anything twice, but we pretty well just left it at friendship. And honestly, I don't even think we were friends really anymore, but she was like a serial cheater. Mm-hmm. Like she was always cheating on whoever she was dating. And so her girlfriend and we had hung out with her girlfriend, and her girlfriend messaged me and asked me if she was cheating straight up. Mm-hmm. And I was like,
yeah.
Yeah. So then she told Jeffrey.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, thanks, dude.
Yeah, thanks, bro.
Told you out of the goodness of my heart.
Yeah, and then, so he didn't leave. He just made me feel like a trash shit human for months
super
and
shitty,
months and months. Dude.
Wasn't he cheating the whole time, though?
For at least 3 months. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
For at least 3 months, he was making me feel like a fucking piece of shit. Mm-hmm. And he was cheating on me the whole time. And then when I found out about it, he was like, so... Bruh. Like, it's the same thing.
God, that dude sucks, man.
He was like, that's tit for tat, bitch. And I was
well, you started it, dude.
I don't think it is.
I didn't even know. No, that's not how that works at all.
I don't think it is, bro. You definitely fucked that girl a lot of times, bro.
Yeah, that's super shit.
I actually asked him, because I talked to him several years later, and was like, what, let's be real. Mm-hmm. And he was like, no, yeah, for real, did bang her a lot. I was like, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's what I fucking thought.
That's super duper shit.
And then, so... he basically was like, it's the same thing or whatever, and all but told me that I couldn't dump him. Like, and because of, like, the way that I was back then, I was very people-pleasing. Mm-hmm. And so, like, I wasn't mean enough to actually be like, no, fucker.
Okay, fine, I guess I won't dump you.
I was like, oh, all right, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
For sure.
For sure. And then that's do you remember, so I found out that Jeffrey was cheating on me. We had a tournament, and then a week's worth of games, and then another tournament.
Yeah.
And I had eaten, like, I drank water basically, pretty much. I had eaten very, very little. I couldn't eat within that time. Yeah. I drank water and ate, like, crackers enough to live.
Jesus, yeah.
And then on the way back from the second tournament, you were throwing that party.
Yeah,
you were throwing a party in the Gayrage.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of the soccer guys. I remember
Yeah, I do be doing that. Yeah.
A few of the one or two of the foreign tours were there.
Yeah, when the Germans came through.
Yes.
Yes, bro.
Yeah, and so I drank an entire 30-pack to myself, and that was the time I fell through the top of the garage, too. Fell through the banisters.
Yeah, because we used to fuck around in the banisters a lot. We'd do, like, pull-up competitions and shit, and, like, we'd climb up there and whatnot.
Yeah,
once again, like
there.
an 8-foot drop to a cement floor, as we mentioned earlier.
Yeah, and then I started getting sick, and then I was throwing up just hot beer, bro. Just hot beer.
Yeah, dude.
And then from there, the story goes, a lot of stuff happens. Okay.
Yeah, right on. Okay, yeah. Okay.
I don't know if I'm going to go into all of that, but that's how. You don't? I think I've actually just recently told you about all of that. What happened that night? With
who I think you're talking about?
Yes.
Kind of, yes. But off the pod, we can maybe revisit that, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, and then so all of that happens. And I remember the two Germans actually kept coming outside the door and checking. They were like, and I remember they were adamant that they switch places with him.
Oh, really? Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, they tried, and he was like, no.
What, dude? Damn.
Yeah. And so then the next day, we all sit there and watch Blue Mountain State all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And I'm just kind of over in the corner like,
what the fuck is going on here, dude?
I'm so fucked.
Yeah, I'm so fucked. Oh, no. Everything's fucked.
He's not going to believe me. I was still with Jeffrey at that point. I was like, there's no fucking way that I can explain this.
So what did you tell him?
Nothing.
Nothing. Oh, okay. So how did y'all end up, like, actually splitting ways?
So he just basically talked to me until we built a relationship.
No, I'm talking about you and Jeffrey. How did that end?
Oh, that happened. So I had tried to break up with him. Honestly, I did. I tried a lot of times, and he basically was like, "No." And I was like,
"It's like I don't think that's okay. I don't think that's."
Several times did I try to dump him. A lot of times, and so finally, he who shall not be named told me about him cheating on me his senior trip.
Oh, sweet, yeah.
And he had learned that through you. You said that him and his friends were talking about it openly in front of you. And you had told him about it, and then he told me about it. Jeffrey and his friends were talking about all the stuff they did on their senior trip.
Yeah, I don't know if I knew like the full extent of it.
Yeah, but they alluded to the fact that he had done stuff.
Yeah. There. I think that's okay.
Yeah, and then he told me when I called him out on it, he was like, "Well, we just went skinny dipping with a bunch of girls. We didn't do anything." And I'm like,
that in itself is not okay. So
come on, bro.
Yeah, you think I'm stupid?
Let's just be so for real right now, please.
Yeah. Damn.
And even then, he like almost had me not breaking up with him, and I was like, "No, listen."
So you finally got it done.
Sit.
Okay, you got it done.
Yeah.
And then that's whenever you and Chase started dating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Started dating, and it wasn't super cool, man. Like, we did not start off good.
Yeah.
Like, we fought all the time. He was very insecure all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't really know what the appeal was exactly. He let me, at first, he would let me talk about stuff.
Yeah.
And we would talk for, like, hours and stuff and just let me talk and talk and talk. Mm-hmm. And then it got to where, because he had dated a girl who, like, serially cheated on him and fucked with his brain.
Right.
Like, bad. And so he just could not accept that I
cheating on him?
Wasn't. And also he was using Jeffrey against me to that effect, too. Because I had cheated on Jeffrey. I can't be trusted, basically. And I'm like, then why
then what's the fucking point here, bro? What are we doing?
I mean,
here?
Yeah, so then he comes up with this, well, let's just get married, because when he goes into the military, which I think he was already signed up and everything at that point.
He got stationed in fucking Kansas, bro.
Yeah, he was like, we can't live together once
if we're not
on base. And technically that is true if you live on base.
But you didn't have to live on base.
We never lived on base.
Oh, damn.
Never. Yeah.
Whoa.
Not never. Which, at that point, we didn't know. The reason we didn't live on base was because the waiting list was fucking horrendous.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
But, yeah, we never did live on base. And then we get up there, and we don't have any furniture. We at first we were staying with people, but then we got our own apartment and we didn't have any furniture. We had a blow up mattress. The one thing that I did have at one point, I had a PS3, and he traded it to his friend for. He didn't even have to. He just gave it to him for shits and giggles.
What the fuck, dude?
That's all I had. But okay.
Oh wow, dude. Yeah, because I remember I came up there whenever I had all the money at the time, and I just went up there and like hung out for a little bit and shit.
Yeah, I remember y'all got into it over pool.
Oh yeah, dude. No, that was in Maumelle.
Was it? It may have been in Maumelle.
Yeah.
Maybe it was.
No, we got into it over something else that time.
Yeah, that was something else. No, it was Maumelle.
Yeah, that we got into it for pool. Yeah, okay.
That was Brittany and them. So it just kept getting worse and worse and worse to the point that I had gotten pregnant with Gracie. And there was a one time I was pregnant with Gracie, and we had gone. It was like a 30, 45-minute drive to go see Nolene. And I want to say it was a holiday or around a holiday. I don't remember, but we were going there, and then we got into it over something, and he left me there
at Nolene's house
and went home.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And so shortly after that, like he just basically treated me like a dog all the time.
Yeah.
Not only that, but I was pregnant, and he would have me get up and drive him to PT in the morning and sleep in the truck in winter in Kansas.
The fuck, dude?
With a blanket. And he did that until one time he had an appointment that for some reason his CO had to go with him to, and him and his CO get in the truck and I'm in there.
Oh, yeah.
And they were like, what the fuck?
Oh, no.
Yeah, and he got in trouble, and I remember he was pissed off about the fact that they were upset about it. And I was like, you don't understand.
Like, this is not a cool thing that we're doing, bro.
Don't understand.
Yeah,
but I didn't have.
Give you an idea.
Yeah, because he didn't like to.
Why didn't he
change
want you to
after
go home?
PT or something? I don't know. But not only that, but like when we would drive around in Kansas, he would make me drive, and then he would yell at me the whole time.
Jesus
like,
Christ!
Yell at me the whole time.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't even want to drive.
Oh my god!
I don't even like
yelling
driving,
at me for how
bro.
I do it. What the fuck, dude?
Dude,
and driving
the
in
whole time,
Kansas
just
sucks too.
Chilling, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. To the point that eventually, I was 4-ish months, maybe 3 or 4 months pregnant with Gracie, and I called Brittany and had her come get me.
Oh yeah.
And all my shit. And so they came up, and I think they got up there late, so we were going to leave that next morning, and it had snowed, and I think Michael was there.
Michael.
And we went to go get groceries, me
Squire?
and Brittany. Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty sure it was It was either him or Dakota. I can't remember which one. And we
Dakota.
go to get groceries, and then they were there while we were there. And he knows, number one, he knows that I don't have a key.
Uh-huh.
And so while we're gone, him and Michael leave, and then we get back, and the door's locked.
Uh-huh.
And so I like call him like, hey, we're waiting outside with a bunch of groceries. Can you come home or whatever? And so he gets there and tosses the keys at me onto the ground. Tosses the keys at me.
Oh shit!
And with Brittany, and then just right there.
Yeah.
And then later on, we were going to the clubhouse. That's where they had Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked me to get something out of the truck. And I was like, no, dude, like, you can go to the truck. You're literally sitting on your ass. Yeah. And I think he called me a bitch or something.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember, but it was just like strikes and strikes and strikes.
Yeah, just all in front of
you don't realize that
I'm literally on the way out, dude. Yeah.
Shortly, dude.
Ah, damn, dude. If I wasn't leaving already.
Yeah, and then I went to Mina and was working the remodel at Walmart.
Oh, right on. Yeah.
Because
you were pregnant as fuck, weren't you?
I was super pregnant, bro. Yeah, I was pretty pregnant. I remember I kept, like, I would be lifting these shelves and stuff. I kept bumping my belly.
Oh, my God.
And I was, like, scraping stuff wax off the floor and stuff. Like, it was crazy.
God, dude.
And then he comes back, and it's basically just, like, we're together again. Like, again, at that point, I'm not abrasive. I'm just trying to make everybody happy.
Yeah.
And so I was just kind of like, oh, okay.
Yeah. That's whenever you guys started living on Church Street. No, not Church Street. Fuck. The one with the church on the street, but across from the high school and shit.
No, that was his mom's house.
Oh.
Yeah, Blue House.
Oh, right. Okay, I remember. Yeah,
that was his mom's house. We may have been staying there. Honestly, can't remember at that point where we were even staying.
Yeah. Because that was the house you were staying at. It's on, what's that? Dallas Avenue.
Oh, yeah, that was way later.
Yeah, okay.
That was way before Levi was born.
Yeah, because you stayed at his mom's house for a while, right?
I don't remember if we lived with his mom. I know we lived with his grandma there for a minute.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
I don't think we ever lived with his mom. I think we lived at his grandma's at that point, but I can't remember.
Yeah.
And then pretty much he just was a dick until I don't remember if I had caught. No, we were doing okay, and then I caught him cheating on me. He tried to cheat on me with.
I remember that.
The name. Yeah. We're probably gonna have to bleep that. You might write that down.
Right on. Okay.
He tried to cheat on me with her, and how did I find out? Okay, so this was back when Snapchat would rat on you.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so I looked at who his best friends were on Snapchat, and it said like a girl's Snap or whatever. So I texted him, and I was like, "So who all do you Snap?" You know, he like rattled off a bunch of dudes' names. And I was like, "Oh, okay, well then who is 3 then?" And he was like, "Oh, it's so and so," and I was like, "Why the fuck are you Snapchatting her, bro?" And then so he calls me, and he gets me turned all the way around to the point that I'm apologizing.
Yeah, dude.
And then I hang up the phone, and then she calls me. Lays it all out. And so then I called him, and I was like, "We're fucking done, bro."
Yeah, dude.
And he was like, "Well, I'm just going to go drive off the mountain, so bye." It's like, I'm calling the cops.
Definitely calling the cops, yeah.
Calling the police.
Yeah.
And mind you, at this point, I'm like 8 months pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And so then we I don't even know what's going on at that point. We were staying at his grandparents, and then it gets to the point where I am having Gracie. I'm in labor or whatever. And he had just tried to cheat on me. So I was in labor for 3 days, and this was the middle night. We were sleeping in the truck at the stadium because he wouldn't go to grandma's.
What?
And so I'm sitting in the front seat in fucking labor, back to front labor. And he's just snoozing over there, and I wake him up like 4 or 5 times, like, "Can we please go somewhere?"
Yeah.
And he would be like, "No, fuck off," basically, and go back to sleep. And then eventually I was like, "We're leaving. We're going to your grandma's, I guess. We don't go to my grandma's. We're going to yours."
Yeah.
And then I think it was the next morning was it
for Gracie or Levi that we drove up to Little Rock?
Fort Smith.
No, because I rode with you on one of them. I think it must have been Levi, because you were living in Maumelle at the time.
No, it was Gracie, but we thought I was in labor that time, and I wasn't. Remember that time? You're talking about that time that we raced back?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that was false labor.
Ah, fuck. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that because me and...
Yeah, so we must have, after all that happened with her, we must have moved to Maumelle.
Yeah, okay. That sounds kind of right. Yeah.
So then we moved to Maumelle, and everything is kind of okay for a little while.
Mm-hmm. I went up there and stayed with you guys whenever I went to go to school up there.
Yeah, and then that was the time that y'all got into it over pool, and I remember, he got pissed off at you, and then he was like, "Let's go," talking to me, and I was like, "Nah, dude."
Yeah, and you stayed, and he went back to the house. I remember that.
I was like, "No, dude, you can fucking go if you want to."
He was on some bullshit, dude, and I was like,
"Dude." He was. I was like, "No,
and
dude,
he was alluding to he kind of wanted to fight me, but he was like he wasn't going to, and I was like, "Dude, don't why the fuck are you acting like this, bro?" Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he just threw a child's tantrum and went home, basically.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. So he had to walk up the stairs, basically, to his house.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't really know how it played out that we were in Mina when I was in labor with Gracie. Maybe we stayed down there so that we didn't have to rush back. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Because I was in Mina for those 3 days that I was in labor. I remember that.
Yeah.
And then we had her up there, so...
Yeah, because you didn't want to have her in Mina. I remember that.
I didn't want to have Levi and Mina.
Okay, maybe that was Levi then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we didn't live in Maumelle. We lived in the house.
How close are they in age?
2 to 3 years. Gracie's 9, he's 6. So.
What year did you have Gracie?
She's about to be 10, though. So it's 14 and 18, so 4 years, technically. Give or take.
Okay, yeah, so he wasn't even close then. Yeah, that had to have been Gracie. That's whenever I graduated, it was 14.
Yeah, and then, so then we have
there. Real fuzzy.
Gracie, and then I can't remember, I think that I can't remember if I did leave him, no, I don't remember, because I remember we left that apartment, and he left a bunch of stuff.
Uh-huh.
It was, like, good stuff, too. He's like, we'll just buy it again. And I was like,
why?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know. And then I don't know where we went after that. I don't know where we lived after that.
Do you remember the Mini Cooper?
Yeah, I fucking love that car, bro.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I really liked that car. Yeah.
I that was when I was pregnant with Gracie because I couldn't drive it because she sat up
here. Because there's no room.
Yeah, just kind of sit like this. So she was like up into my heart cavity.
Yeah. Whatever happened to that Mini?
It got repoed.
Ah, right on. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because the clutch went out. But in everybody's defense, he told me that you couldn't press the brake at all without pressing the clutch, or the car would die.
Oh, okay, yeah, because that's what Logan said was like whenever he got into it, it was like it was already feeling like it was going out kind of deal.
Yeah, it makes sense now because after I've had a few other people that drive sticks inform me that you can press the brake.
So you were just clutching every time you hit the brake?
Yeah, that's what he said.
No,
I don't know.
Dude.
I don't know how to drive a stick.
That's wild, dude. That sucks.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid, bro. It makes sense now, though.
Yeah, and it was super touchy, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it had like a catch in where you had to go a certain amount before it even started letting out. Like there was that leeway in there where could, like, it was really hard to get it going because it had a weird little space in there.
Yeah. You had to hit it right at the right time, yeah.
Yeah, so then I remember, was it you that was in the car with him the time that he wrecked my car?
Yes.
He didn't wreck it, but he told me some bullshit about
yeah, what did he tell you?
Swerved to miss a dog. And I was like, come on, bro.
No, he ripped the fucking e-brake while we were driving down the road.
Went fucking around and ripped that e-brake. Like, don't.
Yeah, he ripped the e-brake and it got stuck because he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. It's not that kind of an e-brake, dude.
It's a Mini Cooper.
It's a Mini Cooper, dude.
It's not a fucking drift
if you
trike.
pulled up and you keep the thing pulled and stuff like that, but he pulled it up and like let go of it basically, and then like went to fucking re-engage it, and like we're skidding at this point. So it's like, yeah, we almost drove off a fucking bridge because of that.
I was so fucking mad, bro.
Yeah.
I got it.
And then you sold it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just gave it to you. I think you were supposed to be paying payments.
Yeah, I was supposed to be doing payments, but I was very broke at the time.
Yeah.
And I did whenever I could, you know.
Yeah, it pretty much worked out, you know.
Yeah, it all worked out in the end. Yeah.
Buffed right on out.
It was all under his name, right?
No. No.
I bet nothing
but
was
basically,
it?
so what ended up happening on that is they repossessed it and they sold it at auction for like $500.
Oh yeah.
And I think I still owed a good $2 at least grand on it. I'd say probably. And pretty much every time they called, I told them to eat shit.
Yeah.
And was like, it's not my fault that you repossessed your property and you sold it for less than it was worth. Like, that's
there you go. Yeah.
And eventually they stopped calling them when I got my credit report and stuff. I was going to resolve everything, and it's not on there.
Oh, wow.
I don't know where it went. It's gone.
Interesting.
The only thing that was on there was our apartment in Kansas.
What? An eviction?
For that amount of time after I left.
Oh, he just never paid, probably.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So,
Gotta love it.
That was fun for me to pay off. That was great.
That's very, very cool. I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that for me.
Huh? Okay, so
then
yeah.
We have Gracie, and we're together doing okay until about 3 months, and then it gets to the point where he's like, he just gives me nothing. He's not affectionate with me. Like, he's a roommate. Mm-hmm. Like, if you had been in the same room with us, you wouldn't think that we liked each other, let alone we're together.
Right, yeah.
And so I just kept asking him for like more, and he wouldn't do anything. And then on top of it, he was talking shit to me all the time. Like, he was just being mean to me all the time, bro.
Yeah.
And so what happened is Brandy was moving. She had moved out to that house kind of out towards Cove. Mm-hmm. And she was still in the middle of moving, and we got there and we had left Gracie's diapers at the old house. And so I was like, we need to go and get the diapers from the old house. Mm-hmm. And he was like, okay, we'll take her diaper off and we'll just go. And I was like, you can't.
That's not how that works, dude.
You can't do that. Yeah. And he bitched me out the entire drive to Brandy's other house about it, basically, telling me all kinds of just cursing me up one side and down the other. So when we get to Brandy's, I'm fucking crying. Yeah. And so I get out of the car, and Brandy's like, what's the matter? And so I tell her, and then he starts going off on her to the point that her boyfriend just about whoops his ass.
Yeah, as he should, yeah.
And then that was pretty much where we broke up that time.
Yeah.
And then, we pretty much hated each other's guts for 2 straight years because he was a total fuck. And then he completely changed his personality for a good little bit, and we got back together and decided to have Levi.
Yeah.
And then,
yeah, because that'll fix it.
Yeah, for sure. No. Yeah. Well, we were doing okay when we had decided to do that, and he was still regular. At that point, and then I get pregnant with Levi, and number one, he wouldn't get or keep a job. So, before I had got pregnant with Levi, I was working with his sister. I was going and finding jobs where I could. Mm-hmm. And he just demanded that I was cheating on him or whatever. So,
oh my God. Then when I get fucking busy to do that, bro.
When I get pregnant with Levi, he just assumes that that's not his baby. Even though I've pretty much been with you the whole time, and not only that, but I'm not going to give you the satisfaction, okay?
Yeah, what the fuck, dude?
I am not going to give you that to hold over me, honey, no.
Nice.
And so then get pregnant with Levi, and he's just kind of doing the same shit, just kind of being an asshole all the time. Mm-hmm.
Slipping back into the old ways.
Yeah, and I don't know for sure that he was cheating on me or anything, but I know there was a time in there where he was going off and doing stuff, and there was one time specifically that he went to a party, or he went and hung out with friends or whatever, and then he didn't come home, and it was like 2 or so in the morning, and I called him, I was like, where are you? And he was like, oh, I'm out by the lake. I'm like, just you, it's right. All by lonesome out by the lake. And of course he's like, yeah, for sure, yeah. Come on, I'm not stupid. And so then what did he say? We got into it, and I don't remember what we got into, but I was driving him to work, one of the few jobs he had. I think he had it for 2 weeks. And I don't remember what we got into it about, but he was like, you can't take the car. Pregnant with Levi. He was like, I was going to drop him off and go back to Olivia's. And he was like, no, you can't take the car. Find someone else to come get you. And I had to have Olivia or Mom come and get me.
Jesus. And this was from where?
Do what?
Where were you trying from?
It was Alf's that I was taking him to work.
Oh, wow. So they made you drop him off and then made you find your own way home?
Yeah, I was supposed to drive the car home, but then he was like, you can't take my car. I was like, okay,
what cool. The fuck, dude?
Cool. And so Sweet. I get back to Olivia's, and I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
I'm planning my route out. Okay. There's no coming back from that. Mm-hmm. And then I think I don't know where that fell, because then we get the place at Dallas Avenue. And I remember I moved us in there while he slept because he wouldn't do it. I think I was like 7 or 8 months pregnant at that point.
Oh my God.
Moved all our shit into the house. Treated myself to Papa's after by myself.
Sweet.
And and then he was working off. He had started working off at that point, and we were fighting to the point that he would tell me that he hated me all the time. And so I was like, bitch, listen. And not only that, but I
you
did
more.
everything. Even when he was home, I did everything. I took care of the kids. I cooked. I cleaned. I did everything. And so I was like, man, if you hate me on top of it, then if I'm going to be a single mom, honey, I'm going to be a single mom,
Yeah.
honey.
There you go.
And so that was the point that we were living together but not together. Because we couldn't really afford to not at that point.
Oh, right. Okay, but you weren't allowed to have people over or some shit like that, right?
Yeah, and I was pregnant for a long time while we were living together and not together, actually. Well, where were we? I don't remember. Yeah, it must have been. Yeah, and then have Levi, and then eventually I moved out and moved in with Rachel.
Mm-hmm. Was this after I had the hit put out on Chase for a while?
Yeah.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah, that's where
some
that
shit
ended,
went down, and I put
out
out a bounty on whoever beat that dude's ass. I was gonna pay.
He never
him
did get his ass beat though. That would have been cool.
No, he fucking weaseled his way out of that, didn't he?
Just victimed himself out of it.
Victimed himself out of it, dude. Not even worth it, dude.
A beaten dog.
Not even worth it. It's just, it's so gross. To fucking
pitiful.
Pitiful.
It would have been pitiful.
Yeah. But not, yeah.
And so, no, after that morning, I took every bit of his shit and threw it into his car and drove that bitch to Walmart and left it there.
There you go. Nice.
Yeah.
You had the house to yourself or what?
See you later. Yeah. And then I had the house to myself. And I didn't have it for much longer. I can't remember why. Mm-hmm. I had it for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had it for a little while, and then I guess it just was more cost effective to move in with Rachel. I don't really know what happened there.
Where was Rachel?
Where do we move to?
Yeah.
We moved to that haunted house.
Haunted house?
That house, do you remember the family that got killed? There was you'll have to ask Rachel, I cannot remember, but it was like this dude killed, I want to say it was a mom, a few kids, and an uncle. In the house that we lived in. Shortly before we lived in it.
What?
Yeah, I didn't know that till after I lived there, thank God. But I lived in the attic.
I have no idea where this is, dude.
It's, so you know Hospital Hill? Would it be Hospital Hill? It may be the one on the opposite side. But it's like right there. Okay, so you know there's Hospital Hill and there's that thing, the old hospital, I guess, DHS used to be. And almost directly across from that is like a road.
Yeah.
Can't remember what fucking street it was even on.
Yeah.
But it's a big house, old house. But yeah, then we lived there for a little while.
Rachel and who? Christian?
Me and Rachel.
Just you and Rachel?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and then I had dated Christian while I was still pregnant with Levi.
Christian?
But, yeah. I originally dated Christian for, not long, a few weeks maybe.
Okay.
And Chase decided to come back, and so I dipped out. And, and then later on, he asked if he could date Rachel, and I was like, I mean, I guess. But this was after I had heard that he was beating on folks, so I was like, listen, motherfucker.
Yeah, let's not, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, so then I think he moved in there after I moved out, but I lived there until at some point I moved into Olivia's for a little while. Right before I was moving to, right before I moved to here.
Yeah, okay. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I lived there until I moved here. Yeah, and then kind of here we are.
Yeah, and then you found your sweet baby Russell.
My sweet, sweet baby Russell,
Dude,
it's funny. I had broken up with Chase because he wouldn't, he was telling me he hated me all the time, and he wouldn't do any relationship stuff, at all. Mm-hmm. So I broke up with him, and I was like, we still kind of lived together, and I was like, look, dude, I'm done. If you can change my mind, more fucking power to you, but I wouldn't count on it.
You can try, bro.
You can try if you want, though, you know? And so, he did, and he was being kind of relationshipy and, kind of trying, but he was also talking to this other bitch. And I was like, you cannot have your cake and eat it too, bud.
Yeah.
You're going to have to pick one. He was like, all right, it's her. And I was like, okay, deuces, bitch.
All right, then I'm out of here, dude. Mother and child, no big fucking deal. All right.
And then I meet Russell, and he's like, no, please, and come back.
Aha! Because he knew if you go over there, it's over with.
Considered it, and, I was around him, and I was like genuinely considering it. But every time I would not be around him, I felt so much better.
Yeah. Can
like
you imagine
literally a
what
weight
your life would be right now?
Off. And I was like, yeah, I'm not trading. I'm sorry.
Can you imagine what your life would be if you had
the same shit show I'd already fucking lived a couple times?
Yeah,
bro.
right. Yeah.
I would have
didn't
left
he still in it?
I just would have, huh?
Isn't he still in like a whole shit show of a life?
All the time, dude. Yeah. All the time. All the time. I just ripped him a new one over that, actually. Yeah, so I'm sick of it, bro. I'm like, but mostly what I said was like, no matter how beautiful a life I create for those kids, I'll never be able to account for you being a fuck up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I'll never be able to account.
Even if you just disappear, I'm still gonna have to compensate for that.
Yeah, there's nothing that I can do to compensate for you being a fuck.
Yep. God damn it. It's just something that we got to deal with. You're entangled.
And he was like, "Yeah, for sure, I need to do better." And then
proceeded
pretty well
not to
stop talking to them and trying to see them. Which there's been circumstances where they were out of his control, as they always are.
Oh, of course, yeah. It's always, that's not his fault.
So I don't know. And he's such a gifted liar. Did I tell you about the time that he when I first started dating Russell, he made up this girl. And he was talking to her, and he would tell me like all kinds of details about like their sex life and stuff. Like he would talk to me about her all the time, to the point that I was like, man, I don't really give a shit, but like, do you want me to tell you that stuff? You know?
Yeah, right, yeah.
And to the point that he told me that she had gotten pregnant and she was going to get an abortion. And I was like, so you're going up there, right? You're going to go up there and be there, right? And he was like, no. And I gave him money to go up there.
What?
Yes. And then I go over to drop the kids off one time, and he's like in tears, like sad. And he told me that she had gotten in a accident. Someone had hit her while texting and driving on her motorcycle. Like she was on her motorcycle, and someone was texting and driving and killed her.
He was dating a motorcycle chick?
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
You did listen, hold on.
Yeah, right, no, but I mean, if you're going to make up a story, at least make her hot, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And then, like, dude, he plays on this for a good week or two at least, bro. He's playing on this. And then eventually, he pisses me off to the point where I'm like, let's see this fucking obituary.
Let's find this bitch, dude, yeah.
Let's see it, because I can't find her anywhere. She doesn't exist. And then, so I was like, let's fucking see it, okay? Let's give it. And he sends this big old thing, and he's like, this was bullshit, and this wasn't, blah, blah. I was like, I don't give a shit. I don't care, because you're full of shit. And I'm done.
The whole thing, yeah. I can't believe anything that you tell me now. As far as I'm concerned,
she never existed, and she didn't.
What? Did he ever admit that she just didn't exist?
Nope. It was a different bitch entirely.
What? Did she die, though?
Different bitch, different circumstances, the whole thing.
Is she dead?
No. He killed a bitch for no reason.
He killed her off in the storyline, dude. That's crazy.
And then was like crying over it. Put on a Broadway show about it too, bro. Like sold it too.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah.
Well, now we have Sweet Baby Russell.
Then he's like, I just don't know why you think I'm lying all the time. I'm like, you don't?
I don't know why you think I'm lying all the time. Because you are, motherfucker.
You don't understand what?
Oh my god, dude. All right, so wait, how did you and Russell actually meet, though? FarmersOnly.com, was it?
I met him from Tinder.
FarmersOnly.com?
He was, actually, no. He was one of the only ones that I had actually answered in. Actually, I was talking to someone else that was more local. It was like a more local guy. I never even hung out with the guy because I was talking to him, and I was telling him, he was mentioning Chase or whatever, and he was kind of being, like, shitty a little bit. And I was like, well, you're going to have to be cool.
Yeah,
and I don't remember what he said, but he said something super wrong, and I was like, no, I'm out.
Interesting.
I'm out. And then he texted me like the next day, and he was like, listen, if you would just apologize, we could just go back to how it was. And I was like, bitch, I'm not apologizing for shit.
Wait, who told you that?
I didn't do anything.
The dude? The random dude?
Yeah, the random dude. And then he texted me the next day. He texted me at least 2 days in a row. Huh?
This was recent?
No. This was when I met Russell.
Okay.
We had a date that was set up. I think it was 2 weeks out or so. And I was like, I was just checking this option because it was close by.
Right.
I was like, he's all the way there. You know, if this is going to be a thing, then I'll just do this. And then, he turned out to be a fuck. And so, pretty well told him to fuck off. And then Russell was like, hey, are we still going to go on that date? And I was like, all right.
Yes, we are, good sir. Let's do that.
All right, sure,
Mm-hmm.
And he actually almost didn't go too because he didn't check my age.
Oh, right.
And if he had checked my age, he would not have come.
What?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Because we're 9 years apart.
Yeah.
So he said he wouldn't have come. If he had realized.
But I mean, we know now, and like it's dope. So it's like,
yeah.
what was the hang up there, bud?
It worked right on out. It was just kind of the principle of it,
Yeah,
a
for
lot
sure.
of years in between, technically.
Yeah, I mean, that's almost
speaking.
a decade, buddy.
But he might be a vampire too, because
That's true. He's aging super well, like fine wine.
Well.
Yeah.
He actually just saw someone from high school, and he was like, "Yeah, you look the same." Yeah,
The same. Yeah.
Did that? That's weird.
Yeah. That's cool.
So then we landed over here and had a super fucking good time.
Yeah, y'all are doing great now, dude. Yeah, got another little bitty one.
Yeah, little sweet Emerton.
Yeah, one that smiles with her whole face.
Her entire face, dude. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
And then,
she's crazy because she is. So he has like his sweet baby side of his family, and then he has I think it's the decel part, which is the ornery, like they were drunks, they were cranky.
Yeah.
And so she's decel and Metter.
Yeah.
So just a sprinkle of Heigle in there.
Yeah, dude. I think OC
Just
is like
enough
90% better, bro.
to account for the ornery.
Yeah, because Kristen and fucking Russell were having a conversation right outside the bathroom while I was in the bathroom. Like, they didn't know I was in there. And they're talking outside, like, at Grandma's by the kitchen, and I'm in the small bathroom, and I can hear them talking. And Kristen was like, are any of the kids in your family, like this wild? And he's like, no, dude, like, this is all Metter.
No,
and I was like, Jesus
whole
Christ, guys, I'm
Metter
right here,
thing,
dude.
Yeah, that's all Metter, bro. That hard-headed just...
Bro, yeah, I think, like, they can fucking... They think they got hard heads, dude. OC thought she had a pretty hard head until she got to me, dude.
Emma is a perfect half and half of Levi, who gives not one fuck.
Yeah.
Doesn't care, and Jack.
Yeah.
So whereas Levi obliterates the line, she comes right up to it, and she's like, and then when you're like, fuck off, she's like, okay.
All right, cool. Yeah.
All right, cool. I was just seeing.
I was just making sure that we still had the rule.
Just seeing where we are,
I don't know.
The waters.
Then I'll do shit that
Never
I'm
know
not supposed
until
to do.
You try,
Good test the limits,
Yeah.
That's what this life is for, man.
That's what it's for, man. Yeah.
Damn.
But yeah. And then so now, basically, the way that me and Russell's whole life is here is we're just building an empire, bro. We're taking steps and we're making moves, pretty much.
Yeah, that's right, because he's got a whole thing going on, and like he's a super smart guy.
Yeah,
and he's
we're
got like a
power
whole
couple is what this is.
That's what I'm talking about, dude. That's how me and Lady Kristen are doing over here, fucking
building.
But we're like 10 years behind you guys.
Yeah. Well, and he has built. That's one thing he was just talking about, how it pisses him off that like he's had a run-in with a few of his employees that are like way younger than him, have been doing this way less time than him, and they want to make as much as he makes.
Oh,
and he's like, bitch.
No. Yeah.
No.
Like I don't feel
honestly,
like that needs further explanation.
Insulted, honest to God.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit insulted.
Fuck
you, sir.
Fuck you, sir.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense, bro. We're not going to do that.
Yeah, because he's been working since he was, I want to say it was 9. He had his own farm before he was even 15.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, yeah.
So
because that's what his daddy did, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and his daddy before him, and his daddy before that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's generational.
What
is that? There's a country song about that.
Oh, fuck, I don't know.
I'm a son of a third-generation farmer.
Oh my gosh, okay.
I made her something with the farmer's daughter. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
I know what you're talking about, but I can't tell you.
Oh, shit, I'm going to look it up after. But,
okay.
Yeah. All right, well, cool. But, so we went through quite a bit of the little detours there, dude. Shit's getting kind of wild. Or shit was wild.
It was wild, bro.
And it was kind of cool, like, seeing, because, I mean, for a lot of that, I was in school and stuff like that. And, like, if I wasn't, I was, an angry kid that didn't give a fuck about what anybody else was doing.
Yeah, we were all kind of in our own little bubbles.
Yeah, especially after Dad and stuff. Like, we all kind of, like, scattered, and that's what
I had, like,
really
friends
did us all
before
in,
Dad died that I just kind of dropped like hot rocks, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, Ouch.
I feel that. Yeah. Yeah. There was a lot of that. Well, we were different people after, you know.
Yep.
Shit's weird whenever that goes.
Pretty well checked out, bro.
Yeah, and then, so you went and chased this whole fucking rabbit hole, and I went off to school and stuff, and then I ended up down here, and then you ended up in
my life got
Texas.
Detoured, bro, forcefully.
Yeah, bro, your shit got detoured, dude. You had the big orange sign that said, hey.
Yeah, just trying to get it back on track, honestly.
Yeah, but now you have a book that you're working on, and you're going to get that out in about 6 months, probably.
Oh, God.
Yep, just as fast
Maybe
as
the
humanly
first half we do this in 2 parts. Is that what it is?
Yeah, there you go. Nice. Yeah.
But option for 6 months from now. Okay.
So Tempered in Fire, possibly by Anonymous. I don't know. Coming out, within the next couple of years. I'm gonna put the thing you got here, the cover. I don't know. I'm pretty stoned right now, so I'm trying to fucking
It's
do
super not finished at all.
Trying to do the professional podcast wrap up, but I'm
there. You go.
Stony. Yeah.
So
we're having a good time, man. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a good time, bro. Doing a little background stuff.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, this is what.
Yeah,
I
feel like some of that stuff you didn't really know, probably.
No, definitely not. No, a lot of that was super way shadier than I thought it was going to be, and that I would have been okay with. You know what I mean? Right. Somebody could have told me, but.
And that's what part of what I went through with what's his name, and I'm like, bro, all this stuff happened, and I already had issues before you, and then you added a bunch of issues, and then talked to me about how you're so upset and you're so broken.
Oh my God, dude! Whenever he would bitch about his life, dude.
Oh
my God! When he would bitch about his life, I'm like, you're a pussy, dude.
There was one time he was talking about this chick that he was dating, and he was like, and she was abused, really abused, and I was like, okay,
yeah. Oh, abused was she? Oh, was she? Oh, was she?
Also,
oh my God, dude.
So sorry for her.
All right, well, fuck that guy. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I'm getting tired. We got a pretty cool story here. We got a book coming out fairly soon.
Yep.
We'll get more updates as that comes out. It's gonna be a relatively close story to the Book of Oaths, obviously.
Yeah, like a chronicle, honestly.
Yeah, and we're gonna get all the sisters to do it. So eventually there will be 6 books coming out.
Hopefully so.
All gonna be
ideally.
Wild. God, I can't
They're all
imagine.
gonna be wild, man.
I want to see Brittany's book.
It's gonna be a lot of.
It's gonna be a scorched fucking earth, bro.
She's just got a lot of anger, man.
Yeah.
I went through that though. There for a while, I was just fucking mad, dude.
Yeah.
I was just fucking pissed off. By the time I got to the point where I was done people pleasing, I was just mad. I was just fucking mad.
Yeah. Tough times.
I'm done.
All right. Well, let's tell these people good night. We love you.
Good night, all the people.
Are you excited about more Granny's Gayrage?
Yeah, I was actually gonna say I was listening to it today, and y'all were talking about doing where you pretty much just do Granny's Gayrage. So if there's ever a time that Rachel can't, I could be a step in.
That's what's up. Okay, we will definitely have that. Yeah. Yeah. Or if I can't, if it's a week where I can't do it, she can have
me and Rachel could do a step in.
You know what I mean? Yeah, we need to have a cast of.
Or if y'all wanted to do it, everybody mashup, that would be cool too.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to have if we're gonna be doing it every 2 weeks, it can't just be me and Rachel all the fucking time. It could be, but you gotta make a step every once in a while. Throw a little wrench in the system,
Yeah, I'll get a wrench.
All right, so on that note, I'm gonna play some Granny's Gayrage music and we're gonna get.
All right, bud.
All right, love you. You're doing a great job.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
Love you, bud.
It's just because I love this song so much.
It just freaking slaps, dude. For no good reason.
All right, bye guys.